We are back again. Welcome to Good Earners, reviewing The Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. This guy was listening to the pod, and he said that the Moulians actually have a good podcast. The balls on this guy, all three of them.
He said that?
And I said it's only two. Brothers.
That's funny.
What's going on, child, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. Feeling good. Hey, I didn't point this out before we started recording, but man, is that Velvet, my nigga?
I mean, you know. What are you going to do?
Okay,
what are you gonna do, you know?
I'm like, hold up. He got the brown velvet hole. It's gonna be one of them. Okay.
That's an Artie Bucco special right there.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, see, look how you see how you do. You
I can see Artie in that
see,
joint.
that's us. That's us. When they cloud you with a compliment, oh, you dirty, bro. That's crazy. You good at this. Spike really good at this.
Artie had that on with the earring.
Artie cool. Artie cool. Like, come on.
That's how
Artie had that on with the earring in there.
Look at him. See, this guy good, bro. I was feeling good about myself.
Hey man, hey man, this is what he said coming to America. This is beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Oh man, but I'll get into a quick little announcement before we do that. Spike Lou, what episode are we reviewing today?
This is season 4, episode 7. Season 4, episode 7. Watching too much television. What do you know? What do you say? Holly Walnuts is back in the building after 4 months inside. Carm's cousin Brian puts Tony and Ralph on a brand new real estate play. Abe wants to marry Chris to help her out of her Fed situation. Ariana has a new man, and Tony seems to give this man his blessings. And Paulie, he takes his complaints about being left out to New York. This is season 4, episode 7, watching too much TV.
All right, we'll appreciate that. And Spike, if I don't correct you, they're gonna go crazy. So it's Irina.
Irina.
I'm gonna get these.
I said it the black way.
Oh, we remixing it. Oh, okay, all right. That's what we do. We remixing now. But what do you hear? What do you say? Real quickly. I have an heir that's on the way. And so with that being said, I'm gonna have to take some time off. No, seriously.
Carry on the Montesanti name.
Carry on the Montesanti name. No, seriously, y'all, though. Just be on the lookout here. We'll keep y'all clued in. Keep a watch on the Good Earner Pod _Sopranos Instagram page for any announcements as far as that goes, or stay tuned in. We'll try to keep y'all clued in as far as if we'll get through this season before, because I have a child on the way. So I know people look forward to the Mondays and stuff like that. Of course, these two brothers, they're more than qualified, and they're going to keep you guys tuned in to some great content that we'll do in the meantime. So I just want y'all to be prepared for that, but y'all will be in the loop. Y'all don't have to worry about time off. There'll just be some things that we'll clue y'all in on.
Yeah, take a small break in between episodes, but we'll still be dropping content.
Yes. So we'll continue on, but y'all just stay on the lookout. And one more thing, a little more business. There's a listener. Shouts out to Dean Miller. He's from London, which is fire. You know what I mean? But he emailed us. Y'all can email us now, goodearnerpod@gmail.com. But he emails and says, love the podcast. Every episode of is certified made. Looking forward to all you all discussing the later episodes, especially your take on Blue Comet. He says, I have a question for all of you. If Tony was in the New York family, would he have done well in that life and in the life? And would he have been a captain or a boss? And was New York, and was he New York level in New Jersey? So 3 questions, kind of. Would he have been a boss or just a capo if he was in the New York family? What do y'all think?
Well, to answer the first part of it, would he have been successful? I think it was that part of it. Would he have been a success?
Yes, would he have done well in the life?
Yeah, absolutely would have done well. He would have done well no matter where he goes. It reminds me of the Jay-Z when he mentions how, you know, if Bigger survived, you know what I'm saying, Hope wouldn't be in this position. Like, nah, Tony gonna be Tony wherever he is. Like he can sell it. That's just who he is. And certain people have that characteristic. It would be interesting to see. I don't know if the quick chain to the top would have been there for Tony. You know, even when we think about how he got the top spot here, we look at season 1 and, you know, Junior's a boss, but I'm playing boss underneath. That ain't flying to New York. So
yeah.
I think if you're born and bred in that, I think for no question, it wouldn't be now. I don't think at this age he would be, because you see Carmine still kicking. I'm sure the other families, they still got going. Then you got other hands there. You got Johnny Sack. You competing with more people. I absolutely think he could do it. He'd definitely be a capo status at least.
Yeah.
Boss would take some maneuvering. The real question I want to ask is, so where does Johnny Sack play in this? Is Johnny Sack? If there's a would Tony play Tony to John's year to Tony? I don't know how that works.
What say you, Spike?
Great question, though, Dean. Like I love thinking about stuff like that.
That's a really good question, Dean. I think he would be successful in New York. I don't think he would have been a boss. I think he probably would have had his own crew, been a capo maybe. But New York I think it would have just been different, because like Rich mentioned, the bloodline, like it's the Soprano family, like his dad and Junior built that, and I think that had a lot to do with Tony shooting up to the top, as Rich was saying. But I do think he would be a capo, and I do think he would be successful.
I agree with y'all. I think he would have been successful capo. I don't think boss. We still got to remember Phil Leotardo. You know what I mean? Like he got out, and so I just think about that timeline. Maybe Tony could have gotten boss if everything played out like it did, but he was in New York. The timeline between Johnny Sack's demise, or like somewhere in that timeline.
Those people would have mattered if he was in another family, though, right? This Carmine's
right.
family is just one of the 5. So I think the question is, if he was in one of the other 4 families, would he have made it to boss?
I still think he would.
I think
he could have been boss. Yeah, I think
he could make his way there. It's just not at the if this was about New York Tony Soprano would be 50 years old, 51. He wouldn't be late 30s, early 40s in New York. That would take some time for him to get to boss status there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Jersey, he's a big fish in a small pond. In New York, totally different story. Great, but
glorified crew.
A glorified crew. They looking down on the Jersey crew. And just like that glorified crew, we are here to break down this episode. Us 3 glorified crew members here. And we jump right in. Paulie is at the Bing. What do you hear? What do you say? And man, it seems like we haven't seen Paulie in the grip, even though he's quietly been in and out throughout the episodes. They play his joint. They play a slap. That's Paulie's joint. He's locked into the lyrics, locked into the bars, locked into the beat. And Bobby Bacala said, man, why is this his song? What did y'all think about this scene, this opening scene of the return of Paulie Gaultieri?
It was really just a welcome back to Paulie, just that energy, that charisma that he brings to the screen. The biggest thing was obviously that just because I'm home don't mean that the beef is off. He immediately, as soon as he's talking to Tony, like, you know, like, I'm struggling. I need this, I need that. Like, mom's almost got put out of Green Grove. It costs this amount of dollars. And Tony's like, yo, we throwing a celebration for you, my man. It's like, there's a protocol to this. Like, you can, all that can wait. Enjoy yourself, man. Get laid, have some drinks, enjoy your freedom, eat some fresh food, and we'll get to all that stuff later. But Paulie feels like, hey, man, like, as he mentioned before, I go back to your pops. Like, I need stuff taken care of now. Like, I know I'm getting envelopes, but I still got grievances, and that's what happens when you don't express yourself. That's what happens when you just hold this anger in. You start acting weird and funny. There's a scene, I think, in another episode, maybe next episode, where Sil and Paulie have a little conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And Sil kind of calls him out on it. So, yeah, Paulie just got all this shit festering up. It's good to see him, though, man. It's good to have Paulie back.
Definitely good to have Paulie back. I do think that is as Rich said, it's from him fest, but it also plays to his, like, that's what we know Paulie for. You're always bitching. Like, it's always something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this is more, it's deeper than that now. It seems like it's really starting to bother him, as we'll see, of course, later in this episode. So I think they did a good job of developing how he could be away with his character. Like, yeah, it was bad at first, but now it's worse. Like you said, he didn't even really acknowledge. He grabbed it from Tony, just stuck it in his vest and went straight to complaining. He like, I could have used this when I was gone. Fucking bills and whatever he says. So it's Paulie being Paulie.
Facts. And it is one of those things where right away when you miss your guy, like, or miss your peoples, whoever it is, and they come home and then you remind, like, oh shit. Right. Certain people got a time limit. Like, I fuck with them, they're my guy, but I can only be around them for X amount of time before I start losing my mind.
That's big.
Tony, like, damn, man, kind of like, shit was more peaceful when your ass is gone.
Like, right, come up off of it a little bit, bro. Seriously, like, but cousin Brian, bro, he is reaping the benefits right now. Like, he is living he is wilding right now. And I don't know about y'all, but I've definitely been cousin Brian before. I definitely was around them dudes. That was them dudes, and I wasn't one of them dudes. Definitely been a cousin Brian before.
Okay, so I thought you meant you was on the same stuff cousin Brian was on.
Oh no,
That's what I thought you meant when you said you did cousin Brian.
No, let me.
Okay, I thought you was.
I guess
I told you about your words.
Do I need to get into specifics? Yes, nigga, you need to get into specifics. But yeah, no, that's just funny. It's just good to see Paulie home. But it is, and then also that part of, like, he feels like I got some in with New York. You know, it's that thing where it's like, old girl ain't really treating you a certain way. It's like, you don't even know. Old girl over here she really kind of showing me a little love over here. I could really just step on out of here and move. Like, that's how Paulie's thinking about New York right now because of the Johnny Sack relationship. He's thinking, like, I'm going to get this off, because if not, low key, I could really. And boy, we're going to see how things really change dramatically for Paulie. But they're having a good time at the Bing, and we get Adriana, and she's watching TV. Y'all know this movie or whatever this is, because y'all always catch these things.
Yeah, it's an episode of something. It's not Murder, She Wrote. It's like Murder Something.
Okay.
Damn it. Keep going. I forget the name of it.
But Adriana gets the idea about marital privilege by marrying Chris early. She feels like it'll keep her from testifying against him being her husband based on the television show. Anything y'all want to add to it, or is it just set up for y'all?
Well, they're really driving home the idea that Adriana's an idiot. She's a complete idiot. Like, I never really picked up on it as much as I am now watching it, how, like, they really got her as the dumb blonde.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
I could say I kind of understand it, but
I was just gonna say the show's called Murder One.
Murder One.
Yeah, Murder One. And obviously the namesake, the episode title, Watching Too Much Television.
Too much TV, yeah.
I mean, direct correlation with that.
The fact that she thought that this was going to be the answer to her problems is insane to me.
Yeah, I get weak every time I see the dog. I've been meaning to say that for the past few episodes. Every time I see the dog, I get weak. But yeah, man, I agree with Spike on that one for real, because it is glaring. And I don't know, man, because when you first watch The Sopranos, or your first few times, you know that Adriana's more than just the good-looking girlfriend, but you never remember her to be like this. Like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, what you want? And it's very glaring this go around. Like, damn, like, you really.
She
I
really
don't understand why you with Chris.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, she's really just a good-looking. She's a glorified girlfriend. Like,
I think you're more sympathetic with her the first couple of times watching it, but now as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, she, like you said, like, she kind of slow.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, watching this, like, this is like a documentary. Like, this is like real time, like, info. But as you say, dumb as it is, I don't think this is that ridiculous.
Which part?
The concept that thinking that works. I don't think it's that ridiculous. Like for a person that don't fully, a person like Adriana, a person that don't really understand fully, I don't think it's that. There's been more ridiculous things, but I don't think this is that ridiculous to me to think that.
I agree with you there. I get what you're saying. I think it comes back to what I think the past couple episodes Spike has been talking about. At this point, you kind of in too deep. Like once they start calling the salon and once they start pulling up on you at the mall, you got to tell somebody, even if it's one of the other wives. Like you got to get somebody else involved. And she keeps kind of digging herself deeper. And I don't know, man. This is like ordering the jewelry out the back of the XXL magazine, out back of the source, and thinking it's real. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those situations. Like, I know this ain't going.
And this wasn't before the internet. Like, even before she says to Chrissy, let's get married, you would think that she would take the step to go to the lawyer before she made this leap and figure out, is this true? But she just, watching too much TV, just went off that and then shot to it and then didn't figure out to the end that, it was something different.
That's a great point. Not once did she fact check. They sent somebody else to say something for her to be like, you know what? I should have probably checked this before I start getting into this legal agreement about marriage and everything else. So yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
And it kind of fits because she already was engaged anyway. So it wasn't like, that's why I said it's not that crazy. It's not like, oh, I came out of nowhere. But but cousin Brian wakes up at the Bing. I don't know how cousin Brian is getting this off, bro. The only reason I say that because he definitely comes off as this square dude. You know what I mean? That's like, we seen his wife a episode or two when Tony talked about the blue dress meeting Carmela. And so throws me, but he speaks to that white collar white dude that comes off like, yeah, hey man, hey, how things going? Hey, nice guy. Hey man, everything's all right. Yeah, and he's dirtied in the mug versus them looking at the black person like he's over here, but he's actually committed in his relationship. He's the worst. Like when I look at this dude, I'm like, all right, man. Like
he went to college, man. He went to college. That's nothing.
That's it.
They suppress all that. Like once I go into college, I kicked it, I party. He was probably a wild dude. I go the married route. I live the straight and narrow. Like his excitement is different from Tony's, and I think that's it's a big contrast. You see that straight up. Like this is the average working Italian American. And this is Tony Soprano. So you see that lifestyle difference, but I'm not surprised that he still got it in him. Like it was bachelor party at the spot or whatever he told his wife. He seemed like he knows where he stands too. And I think that's what's cool. He ain't trying to, normally people that try to get close to Tony or are close to Tony, that's not a part of that thing. They try to like finesse their way into a favor or reap the benefits of it. Where Brian really on some like, you just family, bro. I don't want none of this. I'm cool.
Yeah.
But he's taking advantage of it. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think he may have two people covering for him too. Like if his wife gets suspicious, I'm sure, well, I'm guessing in order to prevent embarrassment, Carmela kind of step in. Oh, they're not doing anything. Cause you wouldn't dare think that Tony, or she wouldn't want anybody to think that Tony was doing stuff behind her back, especially probably one of her cousins or somebody like that. So I think in order to save face, probably Carmela would lie for him and Tony would lie for him. So his wife probably wouldn't be none the wiser of what he got going on. So
and he's a bad liar, as we see later in the episode.
Yeah, and he ain't even a good liar.
I
think Tony and Carmela keeping him,
That's a great pull. That's a great pull because I definitely could see that. This is what Jackie Jr. could have been if he in a weird way, this is what Jackie Jr. could have been if he could have stuck to the books, if he was smart enough to stick with the books. He could have been affiliated with them like that, but he swore he was one of them dudes. You know what I mean? So I look at cousin Brian like, bro, Jackie, you could have really, he ain't got this type of intelligence, but he could finesse his way and found a way if he was smart enough and wasn't so arrogant and ignorant. But hey man, shouts out to cousin.
That's a great pull. Yeah. Like seriously, that's exactly what he should have been doing. That's what I try to do if I was in that life.
For real.
I'm trying to be with y'all, but I'm connected. Shit, I'll do I'll be your accountant. I get free Billy Joel tickets and everything else. I get a lot of the benefits.
Let me get
I ain't gotta worry. I can go to sleep at night.
For real.
I ain't gotta worry about no dumb shit. Like,
coming home all late.
Might even get a protect out of it.
Exactly.
Man.
That shit crazy.
But they get up
and know what to do.
Man, but they get up in the morning. These guys in their 40s living like rock stars, bro. I'm like, man, you're like, they wake up hungover, all responsibilities, whatever. Hey, let's go get some breakfast. And
Perks of the job, man.
Yeah, man. It's just every time I see this, I'm like, man, these dudes.
It's what we do, baby.
Dude, this is what they do.
It's a mindset.
It's there we go. It's a mindset. But Tony, Brian, and Ralph, they're eating breakfast and they discuss this HUD thing and how the minorities get all of the advantages from the government, like cheese and milk and food stamps. And then they do this moment where they're going into it, and Tony's entertaining it, and then they pan out of it. What do you think? Why you think that was the direction they went in at that moment? That was just a very interesting cut.
I always just took it as you don't need to know the actual details. Like, you just know that a play is being made. They're going to use the rest of the episode to see how that play actually works out. Because when you think about it, that transaction doesn't stop here. They probably could have said how it works all at this scene, and then that takes away from the rest of the episode. Like, I don't need to see it because you already told me what happens. So for them to know that, hey, a play is in here, now we get to see in real time what this play is, pointing out that this actually happens in real life as a viewer. So I think that's why they did it. But it was very interesting, man, as far as how people get plugged into certain deals. Because I always wonder, like, with Tony doesn't bring everybody in on that. And Ralph kind of stumbled into it himself. He's the one that said, I'll go with y'all to breakfast. And he's the one that brought up, like, you got any good business investment. So he kind of, once he started talking, Tony saw the play. Like, nah, keep going. Like, let me hear a little bit more. And then they realized, all right, cool. We'll talk about it a little bit more because, you know, as we know, Ralph was bragging around town. I got some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think that it was one of those neat things that David Chase does with the making of this show. Is like, I was like, we're civilians, so you don't really get to get in.
There we go.
On the P's and Q's of it, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like Tony, walks off of some shit like that. And then too, as Rich said, we got to see it play out. Like he gave the general synopsis of it, and then you see, oh, nobody's gonna move into the homes. We're gonna raid the homes. Like you got it subtly throughout the rest of the show. So I think that was great.
Yeah, I think y'all both make great points. I agree. I think that is kind of that moment where you're so engulfed, like we're at the table with them, we're listening in. You know how people lean in at the table when they're talking about something confidential. It's like we're leaning in, watching them talk about the HUD scheme, and then as soon as we're trying to figure out the whole details, they pan out like, nah, y'all can't even get in on this scheme as a viewer.
Do you think when people find our podcast, they say to themselves, there are more fucking podcasts for these deadbeats? I swear to Christ.
Yo, that was the code over right there. There it is. Look at him. Like,
hey, you inspired me, man. Hey, I'm in awe of you.
I'm in awe of you. I love it, man. Oh, man. Yeah, definitely, man. But
hey, Ralphie, funny, man. The racism is your fucking chef's kiss in this show.
Yeah, they always do it. They nailed it. They nail it, you know. But yeah, this is the best Sopranos podcast, though. For those that are just now tuning in, just let y'all know.
Well, hold on. Can I highlight one quick thing? This is, you know, my favorite thing: expression acting. When Brian's telling him about how it works, you get the guy to front you, and they might be worth $100,000 a piece. That look that Tony had, like mid bite. The way his eyes got big, and then you see him going left to right, him calculated it in his brain. That's just incredible acting by James Gandolfini. Like, oh my goodness, that's like, you saw how Tony Soprano is what he is. His brain just turned on to another level. $100,000, what? Hold on, he put the play right there. That's why I said he can be a boss wherever, or a capo at least, anywhere, and have his own crew because he's a leader of men.
Yeah, absolutely. A great pull back on that one. That's you're right. That detail of like putting
you can
literally
together. See him connecting the dots.
Yeah, okay, literally.
I know the dude who can do this. I know the dude who can do that. Okay. Yeah,
that's crazy. Like getting a big scheme like that off of a hangover breakfast is crazy.
Yeah, they wasn't even playing. It wasn't normally. Tony has the play, and he needs people to do it for him.
That's why you need
that. Like, oh shit.
That's why you need them connections.
That's how business work, though. That's how they business thrive.
That's how it. That's how it thrives.
Stumble up on shit like that. Even when going all the way back to the sporting goods store.
Oh,
all right, man. I
make my living off of this.
Yeah, I ain't want to do this shit to you, bro. But,
right.
Hey,
Artie Bucco, like even the Artie Bucco play, like
you saw this 3 plays.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like I gotta get you. I gotta get
That's
you.
how
I'm
I make a
sorry.
living, man. I got a kid in Ivy League, man. That's how I make a living. I'm
That's
sorry.
how
I can't help
just
it.
yeah, bro. Like, oh man, you gotta love this show.
What Clay Davis say in the wire? Shit, I'll take any motherfucking money if
I'll
they
take
giving
any
it away.
motherfucker if they giving it away.
Giving it away. Oh man, that's good stuff. Another cross-reference rich moment. We get Furio and Tony, and Tony leaves the car.
This is getting filthy. This is getting disgusting.
It's getting to be annoying.
Yo,
it's getting to be annoying now.
This is nasty work right now. This is like big nasty energy, bro. Like he pulls out the pictures and like he starts flipping through it. And I guess they took pictures at his housewarming. And so he's looking through the photos. He gets a little stare on. This is the original version of Instagram staring at the photo, hitting the like button, or not hitting the like button, but low key. Look, this is that joint like back then. And so he pulls out his phone. It looks like it's this burner joint. Pulls it out of the glove compartment while Tony goes into the sauna and they get ready to talk business. And he calls Carmela. And he says that he left his sunglasses over there. And they're doing this like, she says, "Oh, I just got out the tub." Like, bro, these codes, these codes of dirt, I've seen this like that. Those little codes, like, "Oh, I just got out." Oh, he imagines that he's seen that.
You seen him put the sunglasses in the glove box, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I need to sell my story. He might break them joints, throw them out somewhere just to say I really don't. And then she says, "I'm sorry, I can't find them." Fewer. Whoa, we on nicknames now? We're on nicknames now. Yo, that's crazy. Like these little subtle, man, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I picked up so much in like that little transaction. Oh man, anyways,
listen, I get it.
That stuff is always so interesting to me because I was just like, how slick people do this on a daily in real life. So it's very interesting to me. But what did y'all think about
your homeboy girlfriend? It's crazy. Man. Shout out to A-Ball. A-Ball, man.
Shouts out to A-Ball. But
a lot of listeners not gonna get that reference.
Yeah, I know. It's a black thing. Sorry, you guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
But what did you think about this sauna scene? Tony, Ralphie, I always say councilman. What's his name? Assemblyman, and ironically enough, Maurice. And which is the black guy in the scene, for those that don't know. They're having a conversation about this whole HUD scheme. What
identifying Maurice as a black guy was wild.
Yeah, I'm about to say, of course. Like, who you think Maurice was?
It's French. It's French.
Who else would have been Maurice?
That's funny, boy. You never know. Now, but what did y'all think about this scene right here? Because there's a moment where they're listening, they're going through it, and as soon as they're about to get in, Tony decides to step out. Like, all right, I'm gonna get up out of here. What y'all think?
Yeah, no implications. I don't want to be implicated in this shit if it hit the fan. So I don't have no knowledge of what went on. It's all third party shit. So that was it. That's all I got from that.
Actually, I got that in my notes too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And another little jab by Ralph. You know what I'm saying? We were practically neighbors. That's why he moved.
Yeah.
But they easily, like they immediately. It's funny because it felt like what people do in real life.
Mm-hmm.
When, not me, but I've seen people do this, where you try to get the race out there early.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he mentioned, like, you should have seen the Jufro on this guy, like just trying to make everybody comfortable. Like, hey, yeah, black guy, I know you guys don't mess with me, but I don't know. It just seemed like
I know exactly what you mean.
That they did that. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? People do that. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that subtle. Like, I remember I went to a bonfire many years ago, and like I got very annoyed at, like, I was around a bunch of white people. I got very annoyed at them quoting Friday. I was really annoyed. And they had the white accent too. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen. I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop. I get it.
I will say this.
I'm comfortable. Y'all good, please.
I will say this. That's better than them doing the black accent.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because if they did that,
right. They might have subtly been trying to do it, just couldn't even get that part right. But like, Oh man, I'm
Hey,
sorry for our white
you don't
listeners.
go to
Y'all
10
don't-
off. Yeah, you don't go to 10 all the way. You give them the look like, man, easy with that shit.
Hey, take it easy.
Chill with that shit.
Seriously. So that's a great pull though. Another one, a wild Maurice story, I guess. But
why y'all
Being
think
at
that
a-
Tony? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say being at a barn party is crazy. But go ahead.
yeah, it was.
I didn't want to say it, but
It was. I know it was. I said it out loud. I do it. I do it in the moment.
Oh shit! What did you expect to happen there? But why y'all think that Tony decided to let Ralph run point on this? Like, even though he sitting there and he heard the conversation in the diner, he could have still went with Seal or he could have went with Chris.
Yeah.
Why y'all think that he let Ralph run point on this?
Best earner. He's gonna. I feel like he thought Ralph was gonna maximize the profitability out of this whole thing. Even it goes to something Tony said in this episode too. The Assemblyman. That's why you're a politician, not a businessman. Maximum profit is the big goal, and I think there's nobody that screams maximum profit like Ralph.
Yep.
I had that same question written down. Maybe me and Spike are the same niggas.
Hey, man, y'all might be, man. Y'all might be. But honestly, I think it was just, and I think it was coincidence. If Ralph wasn't there, I don't think he would have asked Ralph to be point.
Yeah, because I guess you're locked
just lined
in
up
at that
perfectly.
point. But I do think this is but I do still think that this is a superpower of Ralph's. I told you that when it comes to the maid guys, a lot of them I don't feel deal really well with civilian affairs. They all are kind of weird. Like they are. Like Paulie shaking hands with cousin Brian, he was just kind of weird about it. Like, you know, when at that time Charmaine made the little FBI joke, Seal got really weird about it. Like they all liked it except for Tony. Tony's not really weird with civilians, and I don't think Ralph is either. You know what I mean? I think Ralph is. I told you when they were doing the Christopher episode, they sent Ralph out there because he could deal with civilian matters. So I think cousin Brian, I mean, he did stumble across it, but I do think moving forward with this, instead of saying, hey, you know, take a walk, let me talk to my cousin. Like, you know, he could have told him take a walk or something, but I think for those reasons y'all say, but also that's one of Ralph's superpowers. He works really well in civilian affairs, I think.
He still could have told him to take a walk afterwards, right? Even if Ralph had sit there and heard the play, he still could have been like, cool, I'm going to take this to what's anybody else we finna make money off of. But I do agree with what you said, Mo. Like, Ralph is a super earner. Like, he's the dude, like, if we finna make some money, we finna make some money.
Well, you can't tell him walk off after the play because he's got a big mouth.
You can't. I'm the boss.
No, I mean, I'm saying, but he has a big mouth. Like, you know, Ralph.
One thing that I didn't consider either, Ralph probably would have went and done it himself.
100%. And we all know
Ralph is the type of nigga, okay, you giving me this information, I'm finna go turn up. Like, oh, you don't want to do nothing with this, Tony? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And think he in the right.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you do what you got to do to keep your stuff.
You ain't want to do nothing with it, we gone.
Yeah. But they leave the sauna, and again, another one of these fake different racial connections of talking about, what is it, what's the group called that they were talking with, the song that
Shotlights. They still in the sauna. This is just the locker room.
Well, the locker room. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
In the locker room or the sauna, but like they're doing like the Assemblyman. I don't care what nobody say. You got to respect that he came to Tony like a man and told him what's up. Like, we know how it's gonna land. But you still got to. I say, hey, he could have been like sneaky and hiding. Like this speaks to
sneaky and hiding.
Like, he could have been like Furio.
That's his wife, though.
Pulling out the burner.
I don't think dude owe him no explanation, man. This is disrespectful, really. Like, dude don't owe Tony no explanation, man.
Listen.
Councilman. Bro, you know me, man. You know the life that I'm about, bro. You come up telling me you smashing my little hand, whatever the kids call it. Like, you coming up to me with that? Hey, you coming up to me with that? You like, you must think I'm pussy. Like, you think I'm pussy, huh?
That's what you got from that.
Telling you, absolutely, bro. Come on, bro. You better sneak around. You should be sneaking around, nigga. You shouldn't have never came and told me this.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna give you the perspective from the other side. What I thought was weird from the Assemblyman, I think Ron. Tony, this is Tony's. You coming up to him on a humbug like this is Tony's ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. Like something that really matters. This don't even need no explanation, bro. This some chick I was knocking off. Like Tony called it. I had her on payroll. Like, why are you telling me about this when I got a whole family at home, bro? Like, this ain't even nobody to me. Like, the fact that if I was him, I wouldn't even feel the need to talk about, like I said, that's got to be somebody serious, somebody real serious that was in your life.
You made it way more important than it was. And since you made it that more important, now I think you think I'm pussy.
Nah, I think it's y'all both actually on both sides making great points. Like, he didn't necessarily need to, but if we're gonna be doing business together, like we're really actually we're locking into a real business. I don't want to shake your hand on business knowing this.
We're not locking into no business though. We got a deal over here. You ain't never coming to my house. We ain't breaking bread. We're not friends. We're not hanging out anywhere that I am with this girl. Even if he married her, then Tony should have found out about it. Like, however he found out about it. Like, oh shit, he really was taking it serious. But now you coming to me in like whatever stages y'all in, and you telling me this, you think I'm pussy.
Yeah, if Tony found out, he found out how he found out. No, for real.
He didn't need to, but I think I still respected it. Like, I still respected it. Because like, I'm not gonna be all in your face knowing that I'm over here sliding in your ex.
Once upon a time,
his ex though.
It is his ex-girlfriend.
That's not his girlfriend. Man, that's his side. That's his Gumar. That's man. Yeah, that's just something he's knocking on.
As long as he ain't his baby mama, his wife.
No. What did he tell Melfi? What did he tell her she was to Melfi? He said his girlfriend.
Who?
But not in the girlfriend of the sense that you mean.
Wait. Like, was he talking about Gloria or was he talking about her?
No, he was talking about her. Cause remember he said, "How does that make you feel?" He was trying to be funny or whatever. But I mean, I know it's Gumar. I'm stretching it out, but yeah.
Yeah, before you married your wife, she was your girlfriend, right?
Right.
All right. You called her the same thing Tony calling her, and y'all mean completely different things when y'all say it.
It's different. It's different in life.
Yeah, he's just throwing that word around, man. That's not. Yeah, I just don't feel it was necessary.
He didn't have to.
Catch us. He's saying that, man. He's saying that so Dr. Melfi would still have respect for him. That's why he's referring to her that way.
Yeah.
If he was talking about her to anybody else, it wouldn't be girlfriend. It's just because I'm in front of Jennifer Melfi and I'm trying to be sophisticated.
Okay.
And I think there's something. I think there's something to be said also when you somebody like Tony, and you have an ego. You mess with him. Like, you went from me to him. There's some of that
came and rubbed it in my face.
Yeah, he came to me. Like, I think there's definitely Mo. I think that's something to do with it too. Because
you extra macho guys over here.
Hey, hold on, Mo. What you always say? We're speaking from the world of Tony Soprano.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
That's all. We just speaking from the world of Tony Soprano.
I'm not going to ask Spike because I already know Spike. But he didn't have to do that. We understand that. It's not necessary. We got that too. Is this respectable or not?
I respect the fact that he's like does the old fashioned like man to man conversation. Absolutely, you can't do nothing but respect that.
Okay,
but I also would have been like, why are you telling me this? Yeah, why are you telling me this?
Got you. But obviously, well, we'll see later. But yeah, so that's pretty much that transaction or whatever.
And I would have been and I would have been mad because like, damn, I just got finished. Like I just got her out of my head. And now you brought it back up. Now, because even though she was just a side piece, Gumar, whatever, Tony still had feelings. We see it, and a lot of that is also I don't want you to have it.
When it comes to women, niggas be men in general, not even just us niggas, but people be snakes, bro. And they like men. We like to use that as like trophies. Like he went up to him like fully understanding, like, nah, nigga, I'm fucking your bitch now. That's essentially what I heard. That's what I heard.
That's okay. There you go. That's what you heard. Like, because that's what Tony heard. You're right.
Remember, old girl? Yeah, I'm knocking her.
But that's not. But he ain't.
That's why Tony hit him with the. We are crazy. That's why Tony hit him with that line where he said the heart wants what the heart wants. Like, yeah, the heart wants what the dick wants too. Yeah, like, come on, bro. Don't come over here. Don't come over here on some I'm in love with her type shit. I know what this is. Yeah,
you disrespecting me, bro. Like, stop coming up playing with me, man. Like, I don't even have to know about none of this,
crazy, bro. Like the way you interpret, like, bro, you interpret like Adriana did at the Wild Horse when Tony was on the phone with with his wife. He thought she was, I'm gonna smash her face in when I find out. Like that's the way you interpret it. Like
that's the only one way to look at it. Bro.
I get it though.
Tony Soprano.
The more I think about it,
it's more than one way to look at it. It's not.
The more I'm sitting here thinking about it, there's no way I would have left without asking the question, like, why are you telling me this? Like, I need to know why you felt the need to come up here and tell me this. And even if I know the answer would have been, I just felt it was the right thing to do, respect thing. Okay, I get that, but Why are you telling me
And
this?
if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something anyway. I don't give a fuck about you coming to me as a man. Like, you think this is gonna absolve you from something happening to you if I want something to happen to you? Like, nigga, get out of my face.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and on top of that, not to mention, if I said that I wasn't cool with it, you gonna stop fucking with her?
Yeah, what you gonna do then?
Yeah, like what's the point of this whole conversation? I guess here's and this is the last thing I'll say before we move on. Those conversations, even if it was just a side piece type thing, that's reserved for. All right, so we saw. Damn, did we see this yet? No, we ain't even seen it yet, so I can't say it.
Okay.
I can't say
What
it.
I will say before you get off, okay.
I was gonna say there's a similar situation that Tony runs into with somebody else and they side chick.
Yeah. Right.
But that's different only in the sense of we interact every single day. Like him and an assemblyman, they don't even talk enough for you to be coming up to me with that. And the other situation that we haven't seen yet, I think that comes next episode.
Too, ain't it?
Yeah, that's next episode.
Shit.
Yeah, like I think that situation is a little bit different. That's a little bit different because they in this thing of ours, we see each other. That's like being in the locker room or being on the same team with somebody, or all that. You had that conversation. Just even if we ain't cool, like we see each other way too much for it to be awkward. I'm just gonna tell you what it is, feel how you feel about it. I'm just telling you out of respect, but I ain't looking for no blessing. I ain't asking for your permission. Like I'm just telling you out of
this is happening.
GP. Yeah, this is happening.
And one last thing I'll say about the whatever councilman or whatever you. If you were that sincere about it, we've been setting this deal up, this spa date. We've talked before this. Don't wait till we got business and now try to do it because you think that the business is going to be more important and I ain't going to do nothing to you now because we finna make a lot of money. You could have told me this when I first hit you up. I could have went to one of my other homies if I didn't feel a certain type of way about you doing it, but you waited. You waited till everything signed, sealed, delivered. You went and got to do what I needed you to get so we can make the play. Now you tell me, nah, bro.
She moved in, bro. You supposed to hit me with that the first time you think there might be a play.
You could have told me this a while ago. Tell me now. Trying to save yourself, nigga.
These guys.
I might have balled them up and put them in one of them little laundry bins, man. Fuck out of here.
Gave him the. Gave him what's the treatment? What they call it?
I was straight little bro with him. Do the little messed up his hair, lock like that.
Don't worry, he got that. He got that off like that. But we go to a quick cut scene. The papers get signed. Is this Dr. Freed, the penis doctor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Tony's making it work, bringing all the corporate, the corporate connections into the play. And then we get an interesting line: "Eat my dust, Donald Trump."
Right. And that's a great Mo. I meant to say something about that earlier when they were in the sauna, when you said another connection they made. I love just seeing how many moving pieces you need to know to make something like this work. It just shows how deep that reach is within their world. Like we literally have somebody for everything, everybody on payroll.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't make something like that happen. The average Joe can't just see a play like this and make it work. Like we got to be connected.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
you're seeing the facial acting being played out on screen. Like you mentioned in that scene in the diner, you seen the dots that he was connecting. You seen him being like, okay, I'm gonna get Dr. Freed for this. I know Councilman such and such for this. All right, we halfway there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it makes you understand too, well, a couple of things like we talked about an episode or two ago with Jojo Palmisi, like how they keep us like these people are still in the world though they're not showing up. Seeing Dr. Freed, we hadn't seen him since last season when Furio got shot, when Jackie Jr. robbed the card game, and then we didn't see him before that until the earlier in season 2, the executive game with Richard Preel. So it's crazy they keep him in the loop quietly, and I love that they do that. And when you watch it in slow motion like we do now, it really is fire to me. The continuity is just really, really good. We get a quick scene. Adriana and the agent. I don't have nothing to add to it.
He said, "Why don't you go hunt a house?"
Bro,
that shit funny, man.
Yeah, y'all got anything y'all want to add to this Adriana agent scene or whatever?
Nah, they just on her ass, man. And the fact that Adriana, I wish she would learn how to watch what people follow her.
Mm-hmm.
She's surprised every time.
Yeah, it makes it hard for us. I know maybe it's a black thing, maybe it's not, but it just makes it hard for us sometimes because it's like like two characters like a Adriana and a AJ. It's just hard because we just have. I can't speak to y'all, but I just never met nobody like this. Like, and so it makes it seem like this is unbelievable to be this unaware, but it's not. It's just in my experience, I've never seen this before. You know, so it's like I'm trying to lean on the fact that I ain't never seen this, but it don't make it unreal, because obviously writing this and producing this, directing this is coming from a real reference. So it's just sometimes like, dang, you really ain't, like you said, you ain't look over your shoulder, you ain't like nothing, even as a person that's not really in the life like that. So I don't know.
Also, happy birthday to her. They were recording this.
Drea De Matteo.
Yeah, it's her 54th birthday today that we're recording this. So happy birthday to her. Subscribe to our OnlyFans. If
I was just gonna say, y'all subscribe, bro.
Spike
Lee over there. He subscribed, ain't he? No,
I wouldn't dare. 54. Do she still look good?
You ain't.
She don't look like that.
Not like that, but ain't far though.
It ain't an OnlyFans subscription worthy looking.
No.
And she probably ain't on there doing too much of nothing either.
Nah,
like she ain't getting down on.
Yeah. Getting down. I love the terms. That's such a classic term, bro. Getting down. I ain't heard that. Got to get down.
She ain't getting down on
that can mean 11 different things.
You know what I mean? Right. That's such a. I'm from the old school, Janice. That's like one of them getting down. Like, yeah. Spike always give us some classic lines, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I will say this agent's doing a great job. Like the way she's doing it, the way she's playing it, she can get information out of her. I feel like, because she just does just enough. You know, like I talked about the other agent out. Now we got the veteran agent, so she do just enough between checking in, caring, and not caring. But like, you know, so she's got it on lock. I got a really hot take. Well, not a hot take, but a hot conversation I want to have that's going into this scene right here. But we got Tony and AJ, and Tony gives AJ this history lesson about some Italian history, and Tony says that Italians they come out here to the church every Sunday. That's what's keeping it up, even though everything else is broken down in the neighborhood. And AJ says, "Well, why don't we never come?"
Keeping it up.
What'd you say?
The bricks. You said what was keeping it up? I said the bricks,
bro. But we
AJ the only person dumb in
this scene feel familiar?
What?
This scene right here.
Come out from
showing on the church.
Many Saints of Newark.
No. This is a pilot episode, man. Very first episode of Sopranos, man.
Oh, when you took
Meadow to the church.
Okay.
He sure did. Sure did.
Okay, so here's my gripe here. So these black characters pop up, and when these black characters pop up, they are crackheads, right? That's what it is. Both of them crackheads, or it's just sister crackhead?
Can I? All right, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off because I last week I did that. You were going somewhere where I thought you went somewhere else than where I thought you was going.
Okay.
So I've learned to just let you get your point out. But in fairness, downtown Newark, New Jersey. I'm just saying, man. They can pull this off without much pushback, man. It's not. I'm usually on their head for a lot of the racist bullshit, man. But if you was going through downtown Newark, man.
You been to Jersey before, Rich?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nah, Newark ain't no hoe. No, not at all. Newark ain't no hoe.
I'm sorry.
Like, I'm sure if you looked at most dangerous cities, Newark's got to be on the list. Matter of fact, Mo, while you do it, man, I'm gonna look up.
The way you just did that, bro, that was hilarious. Where I was going with it is, can we get some attractive black person on this show, please? Like, they're doing business with this Maurice guy. We got them two on here. Can we get any regular looking black person on this show, please? Other than the Reverend. The Reverend, the only one that's like a regular looking black dude. Was like, can we please?
Charles S. Dutton was on here. And Charles S. Dutton and Bokeem Woodbine.
I get Charles.
You ain't gonna give me Bokeem?
I can't do that. But he's still my guy. And a hit is a hit. All right. But I mean, all right. I might be jumping out the window, but it just feels like that in this episode. I'm like, all right, can we please like?
Now there's an attractive black person in this episode, man. I'm gonna talk about it later.
Okay. But pretty much
the guinea motherfucker. You kiss your mother with that mouth.
He said no. He said you blow your father with that mouth. That's what he said.
Crazy. What the you say, bro? Like, man, who are these actors?
That was extra though, man. What was they didn't think they were the police, and then like what was they doing? Like usually crackheads is
they was high.
They
were high, bro.
Out of their neighborhood.
Well, the one was a dealer. I don't even know if he was a crackhead. The one with the gun, I think, was actual dealer. I think he used crack. Don't get me wrong. But I thought
he was in there smoking later. Okay, so he best of both worlds type nigga.
Yeah, he best of both worlds. Because he had the gun. He like the owner. I guess he runs the house.
Best of both worlds is crazy. Worst of both worlds.
Yeah, worst of both worlds.
With them sideburns, he definitely doing them, bro. Like, let's just be clear.
Oh shit!
But man, then she throws her bottle at him. It's hilarious. It's one of those hilarious classic scenes. Definitely got us looking funny in the light, but it's realistic. So I'm not mad at it. It was just more of like the look department. I'm being shallow, but whatever. Give me
hold on, man.
Y'all think they was disappointed?
You
think AJ was disappointed?
That nothing went down.
He kind of gave this look after dude said it's our neighborhood now, and Tony was like, I can see that. AJ kind of gave it. I don't know if we would interpret as disappointed as viewers, or is just like what that was, but they did give a glance to where his face kind of changed.
Yeah,
I wonder if that has anything to do with last episode
with the girl. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. The girl
getting questions about your dad and the mafia and all that. Like, damn, I want to see some gangster shit now.
Yeah, I think so.
But I
want to be able to go back and talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
When he told AJ, I bought these houses, and he's like, for what? He's like, investment. What do you what do you say? You've been listening to anything? He's like, you been here? Have you heard anything I've been saying? He said, I don't know.
Buy land.
Idiot.
Ain't no more,
God ain't making no more.
Yeah, man.
His biggest takeaway that he's seen a crack hole. So that's a crack hole.
Yeah, like pretty much. Like that's the high for a 15-year-old, 14. But yeah, like you're right. I think I'd agree because he was smiling at first when he said, "Oh, you blow your father with that mouth." He kind of had that smile like, "Oh, my daddy was badass." You know what I mean? But then there was that kind of disappointment. Look, I think you're right. He was just looking for some gangster behavior to go back and share it with his girlfriend if they even still together. We go to the feds having a lunch break, and they're having this conversation about Adriana talking about they're getting married, and they're trying to figure out if they support it or not. I don't know about y'all, but this reminded me of a video game scene where they give you the option, like A or B choice, when you're like doing a story mode game of like how you want to do we push it or do we go against it? It felt like that, like where you like it's a choose your own path type deal. But there was a funny line. He's tall, dark, and sociopathic, and they agree to push that decision. So we get the reveal that it don't make no difference anyway. What did y'all think about this scene?
Just strategy. It shows strategy.
Yeah, just strategy. It didn't even register to them that this would cause them to lose her as a snitch. Like, so we knew that shit from TV was like smoke up somebody's ass. Like, this don't matter. Like, however you want to go to jail, we won't take you there. You want to be his wife, you want to be his fiance, it don't matter to us.
It's huge. It's like they feel that, like, the fact that they're saying they're treating it like we have an option. Like, do we want to do, like, they're calm about the whole thing, which really speaks to volumes of like SBS.
Like people got to remember there are laws for everything, just so they can find the big crime. Like there's a law for jaywalking because you might have someone on you. We can stop you for that if we wanted to. Blah blah blah. Like it's just you can't get around it, man. Like if we want you, we gonna get you.
Wow. We get a short scene. Maurice buys the HUD houses. I don't think there's much more to add. Man, he did the Mr.
brother.
He did the Mr. Nigga smile.
Keep going, bro.
Our white listeners don't know what that means. They don't know what that means. What are you talking? What's Mr. Nigger smile?
There's a Mr. Nigga.
There's a Mr. Nigga. Like,
they probably Google. Hey, the fans about to be all over y'all Google searches. Like,
nigga?
Who is Mr. Nigga?
So it's okay to say nigga with Mr. in the front. Let me explain that to y'all. It's the how society.
You shouldn't even explain it.
No, don't even explain it, man. Don't explain it.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't need to get
into
specifics.
I love the suspense that they in for when they look
I
up
do
Mr.
too.
Video.
That's what makes it fun. It's like, bro, we never got a black experience of this show. This is like very interesting. But like, keep on keeping on is hilarious, bro.
Man,
You so dirty.
Even the shit where they weren't trying to be racist. This is the most cliche black shit ever in the history.
Like you bought back the block. Like you saving our babies and saving the hood.
You have 4 houses on Garfield Street. One day at a time, baby. Keep on keeping on, man.
Bro.
Shut up.
And then this all right.
This nigga scheming, man. Shut up.
And then look at where all three of them live. Like that's the funny part I'm gonna get to. Like
keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. It's fun. That should have been a cold open.
I promise you, no other Sopranos podcast had that interaction about that scene. There's not one.
Oh no, not at all.
This one that we just had.
Oh, they would skip over that. They're gonna say, "Oh, they signed the papers, keep it moving." Only here at Good Earners. Y'all gonna get these type of that type of intel.
Shout out to Mr. Nigga.
Shouts out to Mr. Nigga. Tony comes to the assemblyman's house. We crazy, and Tony. Oh man, Tony.
This will happen when you go up and say some shit.
Yep.
Once again, another cross reference. Spike. I got another cross reference for you from The Wire. There you go. Giving a fuck when it ain't your turn to give a fuck.
To give a fuck.
Yeah.
All this happened. Now Tony pulling up at your crib because you had to say something.
Unannounced.
Can't leave.
Unannounced too. Mm-hmm. Like he called. It wasn't no call. Can we meet somewhere? I'm 5 minutes away.
I was in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Excuse me. You ain't never been over my crib, bro. Right. What are we talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I can come over here because it's something that I own that's over here. Something I've been paying, and I'm not meaning that in a misogynistic type way. I'm talking about how Tony is looking at it. He's like, well, shit, one of my workers over here. I'm gonna pull up, see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. See how real this thing is, or to see if it's even real at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I go over here, is there any kind of evidence that she's over here? Because if not, then maybe it ain't that deep and it ain't shit. But nah, I see the heels over here. Oh, that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And just like he was playing with me, she playing with me now. Because you should have kept your ass in the back.
Bro.
If I'm clergyman or whatever, hey, bro, don't come out. We got guessing, especially the nigga that you used to fuck in the little bitty shorts and.
Hey, she got it off.
Nah,
she got it off, bro.
Nah. We not doing none of that. Tony finna come over here. If you ain't finna leave right now, stay in this room. That should have been ground rules from the beginning.
Well, he already thinking he misunderstanding the whole situation because he's thinking I already talked to Tony, so ain't no surprise when you get over here. He ain't tripping about it. Then all right, we good. So if he's here, whatever. That's like right. we good. We cordial.
And that go to my point. And that go to my point of how Tony is digesting it. Oh, you think I'm pussy?
Yeah.
Oh, you think I'm pussy? Like you said, okay, I got you.
Right. But it's funny.
If you my fault. I was just gonna say real quick. If you ever in the neighborhood and you think about stopping by, don't. All right.
Don't.
Anybody out there, just don't. You know what I mean? I'm in the neighborhood shit. Nah, I don't care. Go keep going. Go to the next one.
Bro, I used to be so bad. If a motherfucker didn't call me, they can knock on the door. No, I was in there. I still wasn't answering. Like if you ain't let me know before.
So what do you do when people do that? What do you do? Like you just
same shit he was doing before they was. Yeah, keep doing what I was doing.
Sitting here watching TV or playing video games.
Oh, that's
or work
crazy.
Or whatever.
You let them hear the TV still on and everything.
Like that, bro. I'm not answering the door, nigga. I didn't even know you was coming. You don't know what I got going on over here.
Man, who am I podcasting with?
What I got going
Goodness
on
gracious.
over here, bro.
Yo,
don't do no pop-ups on me, man. Don't do no pop-ups.
I feel you on the pop-up, but like
like
still having the TV up at 8 on 68.
I might have shoot out real quick and left the TV on. Your car outside over somebody else.
Like, dog. That's crazy. Not even a mute. Like I don't know. That all right. I get it.
He said your TV on 68, man. You funny, man.
Come on, bro. Like, dang, you got it blasting. You in full theater mode right now. But yeah, so they pretty much talking about this additional $7,000 because of the piping and all of that stuff that's in the houses and getting the crackheads out of the ghetto, and they can't have Italian white guys going in there because it looks so obvious or whatever. So this starts to set up another plot. I don't really care that much about that. The only thing I think that makes it interesting in that regard is that how greedy they are. They all three, we see where Assemblyman lives, we'll see where Maurice lives, and we see where Tony lives, and they all are doing really well. But the fact that they're tripping over $7,000 additional dollars. Don't get me wrong, $7,000 for the common man like us, it's a lot, but $7,000 for them, after they're already making a crazy bag overhead, it's crazy. So, but the thing that I stood out a little bit more with the scene was just like, what?
You wild.
Who?
$7,000, bro.
I'm saying for these guys though.
Even for them, 7,000, bro. I would have did the same thing all three of them did. I'm like, come on, I need all of mine. That's what we in here for.
It's the same reason why. It's the same reason during NBA free agency and shit, when they talk about a team retaining a player. Like this, if he stays here, he can make $200 million. If you sign somewhere else, the most he can make is $165. A lot of people had that same thing. Like, oh man, 165, 200. What's the difference? Them niggas always sign for that 200. It's just the principle of leaving money on the table. Like I think it's just a mindset to Tony's point and your point, Mo. Yeah, it's just like just the idea of leaving $7,000 just there just doesn't sit well with me. Like if we can get it, let's get it. Like what's the point of leaving it there if it's there?
That's true.
I get what you're saying, though, Mo. I do get what you're saying.
Yeah,
to us, that
what
looks
you're
crazy.
saying makes sense. What you're saying makes sense, but the reason that those guys are in the position that they're in, and the reason that they even going through with this scheme is because $7,000 is important to them.
Yeah, they love the hustle. They money making mix. Like they love the game, love the hustle. Like
because the last three deals, if I left $7,000 on the table, that's $21,000 I'm out of. And I think they probably look at it from that perspective too. This is just $7,000. This is one deal out of many that I'm gonna have this year. If I count up all this stuff at the end of the year, that might be an extra 100,000, 150, whatever that I'm possibly leaving on the table. My bullshit, it's the same. Yeah, it's like not canceling your subscription or something. Like I'm just paying this money and shit. Like I could have had that at the end of the year. It might not add up when you see that $12.99 each month, but when you look at it, like damn man, what the fuck was on? I should have canceled that shit sooner.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But it's funny how like soon as Irina steps in and like it just takes some kind of out of it. It's very funny to me like how like you go through that moment where like this is his ex and it's like you always look good, but for some reason you look real good today. You look real different today. Like I don't know what it is. You know how you go through that moment. It's like, yo, I ain't gonna even lie. I mean, back when we was together, like you start going through that process of like when we were together, things were like, but you kind of looking a little different just because of the whole status and everything. So I just thought that was just a really interesting thing. I think they really nailed that whole Irene thing. I just thought it was dope. I'm always a person like me being married and watch a lot of stuff. I'm always intrigued by the complexities of how they showcase different elements of relationships in regards to like from the worst to the best. I'm always intrigued by it. Shouts out to Culture Garden with the Malcolm and Marie review. That was one of those things. Yeah, that's why I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate you, man. He wild for letting Tony in the first place. If I know my girl in here, and
he's scared of dude. Like he's scared. Remember he talks to Maurice. He talks to Maurice and says, you don't know how these people operate. Like he's scared of Tony, but he's willing to do
closing the door behind me. We stepping outside. Like we outside.
Not scared enough. Okay. He's not scared enough. He way too comfortable. He need to act like he's scared of him. He don't act like he's scared of him, and that was his problem. That's why he found himself in the situation that he was in. He was way too comfortable.
Well, because
with the what do you expect me to do? Like nigga, I'm coming. You know what I expect you to do. That's why I'm coming to talk to you. Figure it the fuck out.
Well, they're talking different languages because Assemblyman's used to politic lying. He's not used to wise guy lying. So he has no idea for real. Like when he's trying to get that off, he's trying to get off his politician bag of how we work into politics. That's why him and Maurice could do that. But when you talk about Tony, I'm a wise guy liar. Like I'm telling you it's all good with you and Irina, but it is not good. You know what I mean? So I think it's just two different types of liars, and he's not at all on par to understand they operate a whole different code than politics, bro. But yeah, you absolutely right. Like definitely, I'm gonna come outside. Yeah, what's going on? I don't think I'm hearing you, T. Like just like I'm coming outside. You're not coming in here.
Well, at least have some control over your woman or lady, man, and I'm gonna have company. Just close the door.
Yeah, I would be almost be like,
who you think it is?
yeah, I'd be like, hey, Tony, hold on real quick. I gotta go put the dog up. Hey, just
Yo, the saying you got to put the dog up when you refer to your girl, it's fucking wild.
I didn't say
bro.
that. I didn't say I was.
I know, but just
roll,
I know you didn't say that exactly, but it's just funny that that's what the reference was. It's just you hilarious, Mo.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not saying that when I talk about women, these beautiful, wonderful queen creatures that walk this earth. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm making an excuse. All right. But Adriana and Chris, Adriana wants to push to get married, but has to tell Chris that both of her uteruses got pierced, and so she can't have kids. That's a reference to the cold open I had about 3 balls. Actually, it's only 2. He gets really upset and says that that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that I have to marry you. And he's going crazy on her about this. What do y'all think here? Does Chris got a point? Well, I mean, we're not judging the reaction, but like the point of kind of how this thing of theirs worked. He got a point here, or is he like overreacting like crazy right now?
This is one of the most disgusting Christopher scenes. The way he responded to the woman that he's about to marry or thought he was going to marry, that's crazy.
Used goods is crazy.
That information. That's
damaged
crazy.
Goods. Damaged, not used goods, damaged.
I'm so sorry. Damaged.
This was worse than the Penn and Teller shit.
This magicians?
Yeah, this is worse than that. Really, really low moment for Christopher. I understand it. The type of person that Christopher is, you would expect this type of reaction, but still there has to be some sort of regard for a woman that you say you love in order not to talk to her like that after she just shared that type of information with you. And nigga, she asked you to marry her. It ain't like you got down on one knee and did the traditional thing and proposed. She came to you with it. And it this is one of the worst Christopher scenes in the series for me.
Well, he proposed to her though.
She just said, "Let's get."
She tried to rush it. She tried to rush.
She's trying to speed it up.
True.
When they actually got proposed, yeah, because then wasn't that at her mom's house?
Yeah, when he grabbed her mom all crazy and stuff, I was like, bro.
Wow, man, I wasn't even on the show then, man. Time flies.
I know, it's crazy, bro. I don't even know what it. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, there's nothing else to be said other than what y'all both alluded to, man. This is really. Nasty work ain't even a term for it. This is something else. This is in its own category.
This is sick.
Mainly because, hey, like this is somebody I say I love. I'm gonna marry, spend the rest of my life with, and that is a very open and vulnerable piece of information that she's sharing with you. Like the way that you can flip it and make it about yourself is just kind of crazy. Like you can't do that, man. Not only that, even if you were upset, you intentionally pulled that knife out to cut deep.
Yeah.
And calling her damaged goods and all this other stuff, man. That's just a lot. Yeah, man. That's just a lot, man. That's nasty.
And then he says, yeah, that's great. Some kid with chinky eyes called Moltisanti.
They're gonna make fun of him forever.
Which
kick
is
his ass every day.
Right, which is talking. Right, which kind of it almost reminds me season 2 where they had the Asian guy saying Moltisanti here. It kind of, I don't know if that was a nod back to that to the first episode of season 2, but it's just funny. Like, yeah, he's way out of pocket, man. He just the calling out her name and everything like that. He's definitely out of pocket. But you got to think, Chris is from the younger generation. He's not from the old school Janice. So he cares about just the optics. He's not even really in this thing. He just cares about how everything looks. Like, we'll see in later seasons where he's like, oh, I got to get the big crib because Tony got the big crib. Oh, I got to have a kid because Tony got the kid. Like, he only really cares about the look. So when that idea shuts down, I can't look less than these other guys. I don't want to end up being a Paulie Walnuts. You know what I mean? I look at the people he respects, like a Silvio, Tony, and so many other people. That stuff matters. Even a Ralph Cifaretto. You know, so I think that is a part of the idea of the life that he cares about. That's just one of those things. Like, you telling me I can't do this because of these reasons. I think that's where he's coming from. But he's way out of pocket. You definitely don't do your woman like that. And I love the following scene that we're going to get where the fellas step in and kind of, talk to him, tell him what's up.
the funniest thing about that, not there really wasn't much funny about that scene, but the one thing I did pull was when she said, what if we don't have kids? This nigga said, fuck that. What's the point of being married?
Bro. Bro.
He said it so matter of fact. Like, what you mean?
It's like, bro, that's a part of it. Like, what you he's crazy. Christopher Moltisanti, bro. And the fact that she's still, this is why, again, we talk about never meeting a person like this in real life. But the fact this man, we go back to season 2, he slapped her in front of the Chippendale, the two idiots that got killed going after Chris. He slapped her in the club, and then she slapped him back. Like, it's just so many moments. It's like, you're still with this. He slapped you in broad daylight at the club in front of his henchmen, and it's just crazy to me. Like, he called you damaged goods, and you're still sticking around. He grabbed your mama up crazy. Like, it's gonna be so many things, and she's still. I be somebody who wrote these things. It's a fantasy, but somebody knows somebody like this, because this is just too on the money for experience I have no idea about. Like, somebody knows something. When we get a little barking of Cosette, how you say her name?
Cosette.
Yeah, Cosette.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, we go to the next thing. Chris is at the Bing talking with the fellas, and Chris look high right here too, bro. I like, dang, he's like, I don't even know what the term. It's not wake and bake because he's not smoking. What do you? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what you call quick and
fiend lean.
Dope fiend lean in the morning, huh?
No, don't ask. Hey, don't ask us, nigga. We don't know what the fuck.
Coffee and cut. I don't know. I'm sure.
Needles at noon. That and wake and bake ain't got no similarities. Other
needles at noon. I don't know.
Needles at noon.
I don't know. What are you gonna do? But I do really like this scene. I want to ask, what did y'all think about kind of their advice from Paulie's point of view versus Tony and Syl's point of view of telling like, yeah, bro, you bugging, like, who cares?
I think Paulie said the smartest shit. Marriage and our thing don't mix. Like, y'all, like, we see Tony trying to make that shit work and all the extra bullshit that he has to do in the sense of sneaking around or not being honest with his wife or therefore his kids. Like, Paulie got the right mentality. Like, I'm not as much of I feel like Paulie think I'm not as much of a dirtbag as y'all are, because y'all dragging innocent people into this. Like, y'all are dragging y'all wives into a life in which y'all ain't putting them first, and that's what marriage is all about. That's what I took from what Paulie said.
That's real, because I ain't gonna lie, that's a big reason why I look at myself and I'm like, just the time and commitment and everything it takes to be married. Because if I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna be Johnny Sack. I'm gonna be Bobby.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be Tony. What's the point? I'd rather be out here doing my thing. If I'm just gonna have Gumars and just
I'd rather just do that shit with no guilt.
Yeah, exactly. Why would I
need to involve a woman, an innocent woman, in this shit?
It's a mindset.
yeah, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things that go into it. So I feel like that's one of those real commitments. Like, don't bullshit. Don't try to get in here.
Don't say you're sure if you're not sure.
There you go.
No, I Paulie makes a great point, but the thing that we got to realize too is actually it serves as a superpower in their thing, because it gives purpose. The grind, you go harder in the grind. Paulie's one of the lower earners. Like, nobody ever talks about Paulie when we talk about earning. Nobody ever
looks at Ralphie.
Yeah,
look at Ralphie on the flip side of it though.
But Ralphie has a child though. And so with that alone, and I know it's not marriage, but
I get what you're saying. The motivation.
The motivation, having somebody you're responsible for. I think take your. I think
that thing it is. I think I can take what you're saying and apply that to real life. That's absolutely right. Like, that may be true. Like, it'll make you want to go hard having a kid or a wife at home. You got to get it and this and the third. But I think for what they do, like, the reason that Paulie's not as good an earner, I don't think it's because he don't have nobody to provide for. He got his mom. He look at his mom like that may be his wife. You talking about the $50,000 fees for old folks living home or whatever it may be, and the people that he does take care of, like, he is a provider in a sense in his world. I just think that it's extra baggage. It's one less of a worry for someone like him. or someone or people that are in their life. I ain't got to worry about missing dinners. I ain't got to worry about missing college trips. I ain't got to worry about not being there. I can full-fledged focus my shit on this. We do.
I just don't think. I think that in theory, yeah, on paper that absolutely works. But when we look at Paulie, we'll get a later scene with like how New York speaks about Tony. They talk about a glorified crew, but nobody's referring to Tony like, oh yeah, that's Johnny's son. No, they know Tony get busy out there. When they refer to Paulie in a later scene, like, oh, wasn't your father ran over by a tractor? You're not in it. Like, you don't got it like that, bro. Like, you're single and you're doing all of you're the idea soldier, you're the idea capo, but you don't have the motivation to come. You don't have enough checks and balances. I think in this world, yeah, ideally, yeah, put all the work in, focus, get all the schemes, but he don't have it like that. Now, it could be a Paulie thing, or it may not be. I'm not even saying, and I do agree, like it can hold it back, and it probably does on paper. But I think that having something to lose makes you more strategic. To me, if it's just your life alone, then it's like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But when you got a person like a Tony, a Silvio Dante, a Bobby Bacala, I gotta be more strategic in how I'm moving. Now we'll get to their fates at some point. But I got to be more strategic with how I'm moving. So I think that having somebody to represent or have the responsibility of something makes you more strategic in how you're going to get your next racket.
Yeah, I will admit that thought has crossed my mind. I've even thought to myself, like, I wonder how my hustle would switch up if I actually had somebody to provide for, where it's not just me. I really gotta no ifs, ands, or buts. This shit gotta work. I gotta make this happen. I think about that sometimes. So I get what you're saying. I get your point.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just on paper. Yeah, absolutely. No attachments. Absolutely. Because I mean, on the other end of it, people can get the ups on you. Now I got leverage on you. Even though I think that people that operate in that thing, they know family keep that out of it. You know what I mean? That's a part of it. But yeah, they pretty much give Chris some good advice though. I think I like what they said. They're like, bro, you love the girl, just rock with her, basically. Like, just who cares? Like, just rock with her.
Remind me of Goodfellas, man. You gotta go home.
You don't want to end up with Paulie.
We get a side. We see on the side of the road, Chris is in his car. And he just randomly wakes up from shooting up. They're doing a great job of building us towards an arc for Christopher. Or does he have an arc? But like him going towards, he wakes up, and then like when he wakes up, this man starts licking his arm where he stuck the needle at. Like, this is crazy to me. This is definitely the lean, bro. It's crazy. Like, people do this. I'm not being sensitive to people that are former drug addicts. If I'm not saying it that way, I'm saying crazy because I'm so unfamiliar, so ignorant to it. So if anybody's a former struggled with drugs before, I'm not making light of your struggle, because we all got them. But I'm just so unfamiliar that it's crazy to me.
I warn those people right now. We're gonna make light of your struggle in the intervention episode. I promise you that, buddy. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, you gotta understand, it's in the world of Tony. Yeah, you're right about that, boy. If Spike is so good at that, Spike is so good at that. Like, hey, I'm gonna let you know it's coming at you, but I'm gonna let you know at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare you for it.
Like, right about now, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I just want you to know that.
Brace yourself.
But what do y'all get from anything I want to add to that? Just Chris waking up from shooting up on the drugs or whatever on the side of the road.
Pathetic.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Pathetic. Yeah,
he's
pathetic.
A bum. He's a bum.
Pathetic.
Assemblyman pulls up to Maurice's house. It's so weird saying Maurice out loud. And we see his wife, and she's in a rush. She got to get the kids, and they give us a shot of the whole crib, like real quick before he walks in, which is like very intentional, obviously, to show us like, yo, all three of these dudes are living really well, but again, they're getting the hustle off.
That's you know why? You know why, Mo?
Why?
Because they don't leave that 7,000 on the table. Spike knew where I was going with it, man. Matters. Yeah, that 7,000 matter. That's why.
7,000 matter.
Little kids playing hockey, little black kids playing hockey and shit. Yeah, that 7,000 matter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They got a home office. Look at his office at his crib.
You got a Picasso in your house.
Straight up.
He got child support, man.
Yeah,
they made
sure they put that in there, didn't they?
Bro, They always wow. I mean,
They find a way, boy.
Even if you in a Benz,
shit.
you still a nigga in a coupe.
That's
You feel
that
me?
part. That part. Shouts out to Kanye, man. That part right
They
there.
found a way to throw that in there. I wish he could have fought back a little more on this, though, man. I ain't really like the dude was able to come in there and get that off like that.
You know that's realistic though.
It is. It is.
Because we like that as black people, when it start getting complicated and all that, and they word it a certain way, you start taking responsibility of it, and you start thinking, I ain't about to go to jail. You start thinking of the worst thing because you're black.
Because so I'm not gonna get the benefit of the doubt when this shit hit the fan. Yeah, exactly. He gonna get away with this shit. Exactly. Tony gonna get away with this shit. They gonna lock my ass up. So I guess I gotta do this shit.
Yeah, you know how we do, because we don't want no trouble, bro. Like we know we are at a disadvantage. So all right, I guess it's my 7,000, so I ain't about to lose that either. Let me figure it out. Which is crazy going to he works with a youth group that tries to get the he works with a youth group to try to get them out of trouble, and he goes to find some hoodlums to put them back in trouble.
Hey, the assemblyman saying I'm in a bind here, Mo, and I thought about setting it off. Like, I'm in a bind, Nate.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Straight up. I thought it was funny too, where like when Tony came to the assemblyman's house, he had bourbon, I don't know, tequila, whatever he had on the shelf, and they was drinking and they had that. But then when you see Maurice, he's swishing around what looks like a beer in his glass, and it's in a tall glass. I don't know if that's trying to make some like distinct little subtle class difference, but it was just a funny thing I noticed. I'm like, why are you switching around a beer? Like, people don't switch around beers. They do that with bourbons and harder liquors and wines. So I just thought it was a funny.
I think the class thing is the fact that he's drinking the beer out of a glass at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying most people don't. Your average, blue collar American, they ain't taking time to pour it into the glass. They're taking it out the can, out the bottle, whatever the case is. I do agree, man. I don't like that he was able to get this off. It's another example of the assemblyman almost kind of stepping to me like, yo, you pussy. Because, and as Maurice told him, like, the deal was for me to get the houses. I'm going to do the paperwork part, and that's it. Nobody said nothing about no violence. I'm going to try to make this my last cross-reference for The Wire. Season 5, somebody comes to see Marlo and was like, yo, I ain't getting paid enough. Like, I need a different split on my packs because I ain't got enough to pay my people. Marlo said, hey, short your people then. He said, but they my people. Well, short yourself. Like, whatever you telling me right now, I don't care. If I would have taken that approach if I was Maurice. You telling me about X, Y, and Z, you got to figure that out. That's not my part of the deal. There's multiple pieces in this. Like, so that my piece ain't got nothing to do with getting people about the crib. I don't care about the optics, how it's going to look. You figure that out, bro. You a politician. This is what you do for a living. You politic. Like, so I'm not going for none of this. And I do, there is something about the way he folded. Also, real quick. So earlier you said, hey, David Chase, let's get some more attractive black people in here. Sally Stewart, who plays Maurice's wife.
Yeah.
Opens the door. She's pretty attractive. And not only that, Mo, I'm sure you know this, right?
Uh-huh.
What I'm about to say?
No, I don't know. I thought you were just talking about the
Oh, no. So Sally Stewart is the ex-fiance of Michael Imperioli.
Really?
That black woman and Michael Imperioli were engaged in the late 80s.
Damn, I didn't know he really was rocking like that. Like
hell of a pull right there.
I mean, I knew he was in Bad Boys. I was like, it's good to see you there, but
yeah, they met in acting. They met in acting class, and he said that the breakup was kind of hard, but they ended up being friends and shit afterwards. And obviously, she's in the show.
Said I knew he was in Bad Boys. I knew he was in Bad Boys. Like
that gave him his black card.
Because you know how we black people do. We see you in a black movie. Oh, okay, they rock with us. Like, you know how
he had a very, very, very small behind the scenes cameo on Lean on Me.
Oh yeah, he would.
He was Lean on Me.
That's how.
That's Lean on Me.
That's crazy.
He's at the very. He was like one of the bad kids that they kick out at the very beginning. Joe Clark kicked out. He ain't got no speaking lines. Yeah, he ain't got no speaking lines. Matter of fact, I'm gonna screenshot a picture of it and send it to you in the text.
That's crazy. Yeah, shouts out to Michael Imperioli, down with the swirl, man. But we get a Tony
with these people.
These people.
People's crazy. Tony and Melfi, they discussed the last session when Tony, obviously knocked over the tissue and said, "You lied." He goes crazy on Melfi. Bro, this is by far one of the funniest Tony Melfi scenes. I've even made an edit about this.
Line.
Oh my gosh, bro. He said,
I think it's probably the same one, the crack.
Yes. Like this was so funny and so on point. But he said, I showed restraint. I could have done this, I could have done that, but I just drove off. I went on. Okay, well, in the moment that you're having an issue or you're angry about something, I ask that you extend to me the same grace you would extend to a crackhead. Dude, like that was so good. God, and then even him having a smirk after, it's like that was such a bar, bro.
It was.
I love Tony's whole. Because remember, he was talking about something else, and she brought it up, and he was like, "That was weeks ago. Like, what you talking about?" Yeah, well, his confusion, like that was weeks ago. You want to bring that up now? Like we in the middle of this?
Yeah, that was.
He said, I never laid a finger on you. You loomed.
Right. You knocked out my ball, I picked it back up. I'm like, dude, yeah,
white can't nobody get away with the looming shit better than white women. Like I was just standing so close to me.
Oh, it's definitely like, yeah, it definitely was. Just shut up.
Shut up.
Tony's always justifying his fuck shit. Like
he
sent her the bouquet and telling her, I set the basket. Like, man, listen, this is deeper than that. This ain't even about that. Like, bro, you can't be coming in here having that kind of behavior. She's setting those boundaries, which is why Melfi's Melfi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a great scene, man. Even the ending of it when he talked about the other therapist, and then Melfi gives him that look. He was like, "I know."
Like he said, I should. What did he say? I should do what?
There's no. I think he said there's no reason or what? Hold on, let me get the exact line he said.
He said, I'm still pissed off at you or something like that for you referring to that stupid doctor that told my daughter to basically leave the country for a little bit or something. Like, he's like, all right, they got nothing to do with this, but. I mean, you just gotta
always try to one up her. He always try to one up her. Well, like I'm justified for doing this. You ain't smarter than me.
Yeah, he needs.
Bitch almost said my.
Yeah, that's what it was. There it is.
To Barcelona. Yeah,
that stupid bitch almost sent my daughter to Barcelona.
So much conviction. So much conviction about it too. Like
she gave him that. She ain't even say shit. She gave him that look, and he's like, "You're right. There's no excuse.
Yeah, he's like,
no excuse."
He was mad about that.
I'm a miserable prick. I said it from the beginning. Like, you know.
It's Tony funny because we all know people like that, or we've done it ourselves.
We definitely.
The only reason we even bringing this up is because you on my head. So now I'm on. Matter of fact, I've been holding on to some shit too.
Shit you did.
Yeah. I've been playing this all week, son. Like, but I will say I don't really like this hairstyle on Melfi. I don't know what's going on this week. I ain't really digging the hair. The session and of course the legs always save it, but the hair, I don't know what that was. Adriana and Chris.
Hey, Adriana got to be stressed to be sitting at home watching the A-Team.
You know what show? Don't tell I'm finna ask Mo. Did you know what show?
My fault. Mo knew he got bailed out because he was like, I ain't know what that show was.
Dude, I was about to have a sweat from Key and Peele. You know, a little sweat meme with the water drops.
I used to watch that shit faithfully, nigga.
Oh, really? They good though.
Mr. T was my boy, man.
Yeah, they good.
Yeah, A-Team was this shit.
Pit of the Fool.
Oh, you talking about A-Team? I'm talking about Key and Peele.
No, hell no.
Hey man, we Chappelle show niggas, bro.
Yeah, like,
all right, that don't take away from them though. Like they not Chappelle, but they was still funny. But
damn, that's crazy. The Mike and Peele picture.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah. Boy, that hair was not it. Boy, that's definitely the 80s. What do y'all think about this session? They have this kind of heart-to-heart moment and stuff, and everything's going good. And she asks him, "Are you high?" Which is funny. And it's funny. It's like you be getting high too. What is this? They are like just they're not good together.
Yeah, she ain't got to be high all the time. This nigga starting to get high all the time. And again, he looked like you said earlier. He looked high.
Yeah, bro.
And that's something that a woman would ask you though. A woman that fuck with you, that know you. Y'all know, like women that you been drinking. You high? Like
Michael Imperioli is biting it because he really looks like the progression of being a drug addict. Like it's like, bro, you still think you're functioning normal. Like it's ridiculous. You really believe it. Like he's talking, they're having heart to hearts. He's talking to the fellas at the Bing. This man just woke up on the side of the street high and just licked his arm and kept on, took a licking and kept on ticking. Like, bro, like it's crazy to do. You're in the mob, dude. Like people could like literally whack you and you're just high. Like, oh man, I'm glad I'm good today. It's just crazy. Like it's crazy. But they work things out and they have a beautiful little sweetheart moment or whatever. And You know what? This is who Jonathan Majors should have said, "Hold me down like Adriana."
He'd have got less flat. He'd have got less flat.
You should have said, "Why can't you be like Adriana Lacerva?" All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I know we didn't. I didn't blend that out for the longest, but like the way she hold him down, and he is just in terrible condition. You need Adriana Lacerva, bro. That's what you're looking real. For. Don't ask me no questions. Don't ask me if I'm on drugs. Don't ask me who I'm involved with. Don't ask anything. That's what you're looking for. Oh man, that's why I love making this show in 2024. It makes the whole thing different because of all the reference we have now.
You can't watch these two and just realize like this is not going to end well. Man. These two are terrible.
Oh, it's very toxic.
Terrible for each other.
It's very toxic. Like it's before the term was really established. Like this is literally that. We get a small scene. Adriana and Carmela have this cute little moment where they talking about trying to get married, and she's like, "Don't go to Vegas. You could save you some money, and you could do it here." I love how excited Carmela is here, but why do you think she is so excited here? Is she just excited about love? Is she excited about?
Oh, she's even offering them. She's excited, especially when she know they ain't got nowhere to have it. She get to like this is what she do: host people, want to be the big dog on campus, and like she did the little thing to Artie wife and then Caesars, and this is her bag. Yeah. Like you guys should have the wedding here, and I bet she's gonna be over. Involved in whatever they're doing. She just do that so she can be Carmela Soprano. It was ingenuine to me.
She definitely got some savior complex.
Oh, yes. Wow. Okay, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, Carmela definitely got a savior complex, man. She wants to make sure I was there and help and all that stuff.
It's so different because she's just playing a
like
next time she meet up with the girls, Aid is having her wedding at my house. We're gonna hire. We're gonna have.
You know those goes.
You right. You might be right, bro.
Even past that, y'all. You know, she told me before she told her own mother.
Oh yeah,
she's using that.
She told me first.
Wow, yeah, I might be on it. Like, and it's hard because as men, we don't really always understand women's language, like how that whole setup. That's the good thing about us being a little older. We've been around enough to start to understand it. Like that right there, like I would have missed that as younger me in my 20s. I would have missed all that whole setup. But where I just put that, oh yeah, you've been around women long enough to know, like, oh, this is setup right here. Girl, you'll never believe this. She about to exactly like
that extends what we said last week when I said you can watch Sopranos at multiple points of your life and have completely different perspectives because you've done enough living to kind of figure things out. So yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. That's like I said, when you get married, come back to the show again. Have kids, come back to the show again. If things change in whatever the status is, come back to the show again. Like this show will always give you something like that. So, but yeah, we get I don't got nothing to add, but niggas shoot niggas. Next scene.
I hate that they added the kid in there. Like
the kids in here I hate that.
It was nasty. Don't try to draw no fake sympathy for us for these crackheads, man. Like I don't give a fuck that these niggas is going in there shooting at them, man. Get them out of there. I'm more interested with the main character of the show and them being out of the house. I don't care that they shooting crackheads and it's wrong or they shouldn't have did it or that this gang group did it and they were reforming. I don't care about none of that. It's like what you said, Mo. Niggas shoot niggas, we can move past it, but I do really hate that they put that kid in there trying to draw some fake sympathy from us.
Mm-hmm. I guess it was trying to tie back into the Maurice, the guilt conversation they're trying to have.
Yeah,
I could kill I'm not with you on that. There is sympathy, but I just think it's not needed. It's just not. It doesn't change anything. Like, oh dang, the little girl there. Anyways, like it's no. What I appreciate, I think what they're trying to do, Sopranos, I think in this realm, I think they're trying to handle black people in a certain way, I think. Like for not necessarily knowing black people.
There's a complete lack of diversity in that writer's room. You can tell that. And that's how they're handling black people.
Yeah.
They're handling black people like white people talking about black people. and trying to get black people to care about black people. They're not handling it from a black perspective.
Okay,
no, this is what would happen. It's white people talking about black people, which was always going to be a
trying to tell
review.
us to care about black people as black people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you killed that.
Yeah, this ain't the show for that. Stay in your lane.
Let's keep that shit moving. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, this is. Every time I see this stuff just be. Every time I see certain gritty stuff, it just reminds me of The Wire. I'm gonna say that. Like every time I see certain things, it just feels
not as good.
No, obviously not as good because of
sense.
Yeah, and the grid, but it just did give me Wire-ish vibes. Maybe some throwaway joints, but it feels Wire-ish to me. But pretty much that I don't know why that scene was so long.
That kind of made me feel away, but we can keep moving.
What make you feel what? Feel away about what?
Yeah, man, that shit ain't like The Wire, man.
Oh, okay. They never had the makings of a varsity athlete, huh?
Yeah, never had the makings of a varsity athlete, man. Yeah, that's some Empire shit.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Hold on, watch your mouth. All right, no, just play.
That's hilarious.
Empire's crazy. Why Empire? Why?
I think I heard you. I heard you mention Empire. I think on another week in the books today.
Oh, and
yeah. For some reason, it was in my head, so that was the first thing I thought of.
Now the first season dropped off.
I watched
maybe the first 10 episodes. I don't even know if it was the full season.
I watched the first season, and I watched the first. I started this first episode of season 2, and I saw Chris Rock as a gangster, and I turned it off immediately.
Yep.
I definitely turned it off.
Like, I'm not
for Chris
this.
Rock though. It was for a lot of people dropped off because they was definitely like they had an agenda and they was definitely going crazy.
They was pushing.
Oh yeah, they put the trash. They put the baby in the trash can. I was like, oh y'all wild.
Yeah, wow, bro.
Y'all wild.
Sheesh. Man, we deep in these streets with the television, man. Y'all ain't heard, man. Y'all go check out. We got y'all, man. We get a short scene. Maury pretty much finishes the transaction. Tony, he buys a $15,000 watch for Brian, which really means he's
no.
Oh, did I miss something? I'm sorry.
No.
Take me back.
That's
what
protect Philippe.
Yeah,
that's what Brian said is worth.
Yeah, that ain't no $15,000 watch.
Okay, how much is that watch relatively?
Knockoff.
Whoa. Tony got him a knockoff?
No, I'm saying Brian think it's worth that much. It has to be more than that. Like I'm looking it up now. 99 grand, 145 grand. You can get a used one. Okay, it's one used here for 14,500. 21 grand, 66 grand, 112 grand, 225, 114, 583,000.
But Tech Philippe's are big boy watches.
Yeah, them like one of them ones.
Super big boy.
So you think that Tony, somebody like, but do you think Tony actually bought this, or you think like some kind of way, like he had some kind of hookup?
He probably got a good deal on it.
Definitely got a deal
somewhere. He got it from somewhere. We know it's Tony.
Yeah, that's just like because
he don't care enough about Brian to pay retail for it, so he definitely got a deal.
Okay,
a motherfucker like Brian to have that motherfucker on though, like this changes his life.
Mm-hmm.
He go to his little Wall Street job. You got to protect on. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You feeling
like damn? Where you get that?
Yeah, you killed it last quarter, didn't you? Many people you sign up for mutual deals and shit, or whatever it is you do. How many life insurance policies did you sell?
Boy.
And I know we say it all the time. I just got to shout out Tony's awareness. Brian yelled up that he here borrowing tools. They about to go upstairs and Tony like, hold up. You did say you was borrowing tools. Take this.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my wife. I know she don't know if you walk out of here with no tools.
Yeah, because if you walk out of here with a watch box, like she's already breaking his balls about money. If she catches anything, like she was when Seal came, he brought over the bottle and they was having a conversation about Big P. Oh, this is when he was a rat. It's all good. Like we ain't talking about money. You ain't even got to worry about nothing like that. But like cousin Brian coming over now, we kind of low key in your eyes look like we're buddy, and he comes back up here with a gift box. All right, hold on, bro.
Did he hide the watch? Did he hide it? Let me see.
I don't know because I didn't quite see it.
It wasn't really hidden. It was in his hands. Like it wasn't open, but it wasn't hidden. Like I know you got something that you didn't come in with.
I'm leaving here with something.
It's in his left hand.
Okay.
Do you think that she gave a little look when he walked off? Do you think that was disappointment because she knows her cousin is getting in too deep with Tony, or do you think that's because him and Tony are making money, she thinks, without her?
I think it's just that she's out the loop. Whatever it was, I think she knows that there's something going on, and it's enough for you to lie about it. Like you taking it, you went to the extent of taking this tour with you because you knew you was lying about whatever it was you was doing. So now I know you into something. I'm out the loop. I ain't even get you involved for all that shit. Yeah, now here you are.
You got to deal with it though. Like that come with it. Like you was pushing so hard to get these papers.
You know who your husband is, yeah.
You know who your husband is, and you know if you know that's what can I say? You know what I mean? I'm a miserable prick. That's what I do. I'm a hustler. Like yeah, so you know what it was. Like don't act brand new.
You skipped the scene though.
No, but Furio. Yeah, Furio. She's fixing up herself. She's excited. We already had this little side phone conversation, you know, a little small caking moment. Y'all, some of the youngers don't even know what caking mean, but he comes up and he's playing a different tune. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in the car. And they're kind of talking in code. What is it that kind of I never caught like the transition from where it was earlier to here where Furio was playing a different tune. Where did that
he know he flying too close to the sun, man. He know what he's doing is wrong. Even fantasizing about Tony, bitch, like it'll get him killed. Like now I'm finding out y'all playing phone tag and you playing around with like, oh, I left my glasses over there. Man, he know all of this can get him knocked off. So I think he's finally started to realize how ridiculous he's being. So he's like, let me step back. Because she not going to do it.
Ain't nothing else to it but that.
Okay. I always thought the conversation he has in Naples was before this. I don't know why. That's why it threw me off.
Nah, it's happening.
You see what I'm saying? Like timeline wise,
He's trying to show some restraint. Yeah, he's just trying to show some restraint. Like, you know what, I'm getting so comfortable that I'm forgetting what reality is.
Because he was the aggressor on the phone call. Like that was like kind of out of Furio's back. He don't really do the aggressor thing. She pulled up on him with a
hurtful court press though.
Yeah.
He
but
responding,
but he went out his way that time. It was like, oh, whoa, bro, you pushing it now. So you know if you push this, it's gonna happen. You know you know how we are as men. Sometimes certain scenarios, we know if we push this, it can happen. We better just not say a word.
Just a little effort.
You know that's what I'm saying. It's like I better not even. I'm not gonna even geek. Yeah, I gotta go ahead and.
let me remove myself from
boy because it's like if I even do a little smirk, it's over. Like but we go to Johnny Sack and Paulie. I don't know where this spot is, but it's fly.
That's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
Bridge. That's the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, man,
this spot's fly with the open windows, no blinds, nothing. I'm loving it. Every time I see it, I'm like, it's scenery. It looks really good, Lou. Like but Paulie shares that Tony and them got another hustle with this hood, and he finds out because Ralphie's big mouth going around bragging about it. And of course we get the classic line, Carmine asks about you, but Paulie says, hey, what we talk about here, it don't leave the table. He's like, oh, don't worry, it don't, which is funny because he literally meant that. What y'all think about this, man?
I hate how unaware it's Paulie is. Like when it's in the line that he says, you tell me your problems, I tell you my problems. Johnny Sack literally never tells this nigga nothing. All he does is ask questions, trying to figure out what's going on. You're my mole inside the Sopranos crew to make sure I don't get left out of anything that I need to be included on. And Paulie is too old, too experienced, too much of a veteran in this game to be getting manipulated like that. But it does speak to Johnny Sack's intelligence.
I mean, he does tell him, like, he don't tell him real things. He give him some generic things.
That's all I mean.
Oh, okay.
It's bullshit.
Gotcha.
I ain't saying that he doesn't engage in the conversation. He makes Paulie think that he's telling them shit, but we looking at it, we're like,
okay, gotcha. Like, yeah, okay, gotcha. Well, what about you, Rick?
No, everything y'all said, I agree. Johnny Sack, we saw this with the Ralph scene last season, just how he can, because it wasn't just the full court press like Tony's bad, like, oh, you're a boss. If you even associated with somebody, that can be a case, give him some slack. Pretty much telling Paulie give him some slack. And then Paulie spills the beans about this new deal with Zellman. And I thought it was interesting, Johnny Sack's reaction to it, because he found out, A, that Tony's running another play without telling me, but B, I wonder how much of Johnny Sack was like, damn, at some point, I can't just keep running with this information because Tony too smart to not ask questions about how the fuck did you keep finding shit out and putting two and two together. So I think John had to kind of take a step back and like, damn, when do I play this hand? Because I can't just it's too convenient every time I keep knowing information. Like Tony at some point is gonna get to the bottom of this.
It's like having an ace of spades when you're playing Joker high in spades. You never know when to play the ace because the two jokers are still up there.
Yeah, you're right.
And you can't hold on to it too long because then they don't have any value.
You don't want to hold on to
no value.
Exactly. Then you just lose it. Yep.
More great pool, Spike. That was fire right there. It's crazy.
Again, a lot of listeners won't get that because
they won't get that. If they don't play spades, they won't understand. No, they won't understand.
Y'all fuck with good and plenties? When Paulie said he wishes he had good and plenties.
What is that?
Good and plenties.
Oh, the little
it's a liquor. Yeah, but they licorice. It's black licorice. It's candy coated.
Let's keep it Mike.
It's terrible.
Keep it Mike and Ike's over here.
That if there was a candy that anybody asked me that Paulie Walnuts eats, good and plenty would definitely be it.
Yeah, okay. I guess I never even think about what Paulie's such a different type of dude. I never think about what would be his preference of anything. He just feels so. I guess it's an old candy though. Yeah, it makes sense.
He eat good and plenties and almond joys. That's the type of shit that Paulie.
Definitely some almond joys. Yeah,
I gotta look up good and plenty.
Good and plenties is like licorice Mike and Ike's, right?
Yeah, like it's black licorice, not even cherry licorice. It's black licorice.
See, Paulie
and it's candy coated.
See, Paulie don't have a soul, bro. If you eat good and plenties, like that's your go-to, like, nah, that's my bag. Like, I don't eat Whoppers, I don't eat Skittles, M&Ms. I got good and plenties. Hey, I got some questions to ask.
Jesus, that's disgusting.
Man, it's crazy. I've had them before. I thought they was Mike and Ike's. I was like, oh, this is like the old school version. It wasn't. It's like Martina. But no, okay. But it's Albanian.
I can't wait to get to that shit.
I know. My man Artie Bucco. Never gets old. But let me see. Tony, is that all y'all wanted to add as far as the Johnny Sack comment? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Johnny Sack, you're right. I think you made a great point, Spike, about it's too convenient for me to say something because he got out of there by a slither of his balls to not reveal that when he wanted to whack Ralph. Like, tell us your source. And they was like, I'll give you the access. And he barely got out of there. And they still was like trying to figure out who is it. And they ain't had a party for Paulie and everything, and they still don't know that it's him. So it's just amazing. Like, he barely got out of there to keep his Paulie as his insider. So yeah, you're right.
It also goes to show what the guys think of Paulie. Like, even as they were joking, telling Christopher, you don't want to become Paulie, it never even crosses their mind that this nigga could be talking to Johnny Sack.
Yeah.
Like, why would Johnny Sack even like have conversations with Paulie?
Yeah.
Like they don't even go over. So yeah.
Yeah. So that was just a little adage I forgot I wanted to add to. But Tony and Assemblyman, Tony still ain't rocking with him and Irina. That's pretty much it. I don't really got nothing else to do. But we got Vito here. I guess Vito, he's known for the construction element of it. So what is this play that Tony's doing? Like, as far as the pipes and
they're stripping everything out of the house and selling the parts. So you go get the metal, like another wire reference. Like you could sell copper back to builders or welders, and they will pay you dollars on the pound or cents on the pound for the amount of copper that you have. So they go out and they strip the radiators, they strip the piping from the plumbing, and they take all of that down to wherever Tony told them to take them, and they get money for it.
Mm. So that's the
7,000 he was talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's the $7,000.
Okay. Then we get this little, we get a little black kid.
Less than that because you got to play Vito to do it. I'm sure that's probably like a $2,000-$3,000 job for Vito.
Yeah, but I guess it's still like that overall.
Or maybe it's a $10,000 overall job, and he's counting the 3 that he had to pay Vito for it. Maybe that's it.
Okay. Yeah, and even then they bust that down probably, right?
Well, Vito had to. He had to pay his crew.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying Tony with the 3 or.
Well, I'm saying it's probably a $10,000 play. Out of the 10, you got to pay Vito 3 for taking the stuff out.
Yeah, but the 7 they split that though. Not Vito, but Tony.
The 7 is mine. The 7 is Tony. Ain't no.
Oh, so that's the
else
additional. He just saying if y'all
this was
don't.
my thought. This is my play. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's the reason why he was like, "Do you want me to take it out of your hand?"
Oh, okay.
Like he's thinking, unless he goes to look at the house, he's like, oh, "Okay, well, shit."
So that's the addition for him.
Exactly.
Okay. So he's
that's
like, okay.
That's another $7,000 for me. And if I don't get my $7,000, I'm just gonna take it from one of y'all. So y'all to get these crackheads out of here.
Gotcha. What a play. We get this little, we get a little black kid walks up and he's like, "His neighborhood's gonna get better now." Again,
bro. Stop. Like,
is this supposed to be comedy?
Nah, this leads into the next couple scenes. It's not done well, and that's why it's funny.
Okay, there we go. That's the conversation.
It's not done well at all. It's very, as I always like to say, it's very message. But he's supposed to represent, it goes back to, oh man, remember when we started this? We were so pure. We wanted to change the world. It's showing him like, damn, maybe what we're doing is wrong and it's messed up. It's just a terrible, awful, cheap way of doing it by having this. Even when you look at the scene, the kid's chilling on the fence. And when Tony leaves, you see him pop out the fence like on purpose. It wasn't even like it's not Sopranos, man. It's not what they do. Like,
yeah. I didn't want to make an edit with like some commercial music.
He should have said kid. Kid, are there any nice houses here? Where are the other nice houses?
What's the dude named? The refrigerator, the football player? This feel like a commercial from like that time.
You think about Mean Joe Green, probably.
Okay, Mean Joe Green. It's like a Mean Joe Green commercial. Hey, is our neighborhood go back? Well, little boy, it's just like, what is this? What are we doing?
He said, "Nigga, get out of my face."
Bro, you know how much money I just made? Like, telling the kid that is crazy. Like, bro,
what Jerome say to Leon? Get the fuck out of here, little nigga. Take that dumb shit with you.
You ain't family. Like, bro, that was one of my favorite parts of that last season,
perfect.
Bro.
That was perfect, Rick.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite TV lines ever.
Oh man,
bro, the delivery, everything about it.
Hey, teach a man how to squabble. Like that whole, like, yeah.
Fuck out of here, little nigga.
Yeah.
Take that dumb shit.
Jerome, he was so good. Gosh, he was so good.
Cause you say that to somebody you love like that. Like, I don't want to put hands on you, so I'm gonna tell you very politely, get the fuck out of here,
please.
Like,
oh my god.
Immediately.
But it was perfect though. Like, we was all looking at that, just a small break in the wire. I mean, in what we talking about with Soprano, we was all looking at Snowfall when Leon came in and talking to him about that the same way. Like, nigga, do you understand what's going on? I don't give a fuck about your little.
Like, they at war,
bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
He almost whispered it to him, like, get the fuck out of here, little nigga.
Yeah, like, look, bro, I really ain't got no problem with you, but please get out of my face before we have a real problem.
That's right up there with Ghost. That's right up there with Ghost.
Like, I lost the love of my life to your wife.
That when he told Tyreek, sleepy time over, little nigga.
I love that.
Wake the fuck up, little nigga. Sleepy time over.
Bro, could you imagine Tony telling Carmela to her face, Gloria, like when we talked about her, is she still hanging around? Telling her, like, I just lost the love of my life. Tony telling Carmela Gloria is the love of his life. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's why I say Ghost one of my best anti-heroes, regardless of how y'all feel about the writing.
Straight up, man. Ghost. I love
it. I've been looking at some of the stuff, man. They've been putting out some of the clips because they had on Twitter your favorite Ghost lines, man. There's been some good shit in there. I might look at Power again, just to see some of that shit in real time.
It's just entertaining.
Hey, we can do it. We can do a best episode ever at Power, man. Just let me know when y'all ready.
Best episode ever.
I would be there.
The same way we did with Martin.
Episodes or something. Yeah, bro.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'll go back in there. Well, I ain't seen Ghost in the
Ghost was that nigga though. I ain't gonna hold.
Nah, he was.
Ghost was that nigga.
He was like, we was on him. I hate. We'll have another conversation about it, but we'll have an anti-hero conversation in regards to like Sopranos and Tony, and we'll build off of that, and we'll get into obviously our Walter Whites and our I don't know who's our anti-hero in Game of Thrones.
Shit, everybody's an anti-hero.
Everybody's an anti-hero, I guess. Yeah.
I would say Littlefinger. Varys.
Yeah, he's really good. Littlefinger is like one of them low key. Yeah, I like him. Varys.
Shit.
I mean, maybe a little bit of Jamie. A little bit of Jamie Lannister, man.
Oh, definitely.
Jamie's that. Yeah, he's probably at the top there.
That's it. That's the answer.
What about little brother? The younger brother.
I say Jamie more than Tyrion.
Okay, yeah, okay. Jamie more than Tyrion. Okay.
Yeah, Tyrion was more hero than that.
Because even when I knew I wasn't, when I first watched Game of Thrones, even when I knew I wasn't supposed to like Jamie, I like Jamie. it was one of those ones like, damn, like I know I ain't supposed to like dude, but I fuck with him. Like I fuck with him.
When they had him locked up in the pen and shit, and he was talking shit, I was like, I fuck with him.
Yeah, I do.
Even before that, he just had.
Yeah, is this after the arm? Like after the
before the arm, I fucked with him.
Oh, before the arm? I really wasn't before the arm. It was after the arm. I think maybe the hair when he cut the hair after the arm, somewhere around there. I think that's when I was like, all right, yeah.
It's similar to what we talked about with Joe Goldberg and you. Like it's one of those people. Like I know I shouldn't be rooting for dude, but I kind of fuck with Jamie. Like he's a terrible person, and I shouldn't feel this way about him. But I fuck with dude.
It's amazing writing. Like you got to be. That's a gift.
Like it's still fuck him. Like don't get me wrong, it's still fuck him. But it's like,
but I dap you. I dap you.
Yeah. It's Nino Brown on the roof with the tears in his eyes. If I got to clap you, I'm gonna be sad about it, but I'm gonna do it.
That is great. Yeah, great. Nino Brown, one of our anti-heroes. We're gonna have that conversation. Yeah, please stay tuned.
That's gonna be good. We need to do that.
Yeah, if that might be one of the ones to put in that bag. If I ain't here, because y'all too deep with this. But anyway, Adriana's trying out dresses and who is this lady that's with Adriana?
Just one of her friends.
Okay, just a friend. Oh, so she do got friends other than agents. And which that's a good setup. You pretty much bring the friend in just to say, hey, I'm getting married, just so I testify against my husband. And old girl give it a news flash. But her haircut looks like the 50s. Like, what are we? This look like some I Love Lucy, Nick at Night, black and white. What is this hair, bro? Like this look
Italian shit.
It is, but it looks like
she was telling that agent you need to have a big hair.
Yeah, because this big hair is like, because Adriana, she got more of the new era, new generation at that time hair, like got the curls, got the highlights. This girl got that real classic poofy joint. But anything y'all want to add to that scene right there?
Nah.
Nope.
Okay. Adriana goes and she
Other
talks.
than Adriana paid for her own wedding dress. She said, put it on my car. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Even if my wife, like, even if her dad wasn't paying for it traditionally, like I would pay for it.
Like, hey, I need a few dollars to get my dress
on my car.
Christopher.
What?
You know. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Like just like it's a regular transaction. Like she goes, who is it? Where's she going? Who is this that she's talking to when she's trying to find out the information on can I testify against my husband or not? Who is this guy?
She called. They showed the number on the door. They show you that he was like highly accessible. This is like some Better Call Saul shit with the billboards. Like he was like 1-800-4-lawyer or some shit like that. So this is some random that she get the information from.
Okay. It's one of those mailers. If you ever got in an accident and you get random letter from the attorney's office and shit, one of them ambulance chasers, almost like get your free consultation and shit.
1-800-LAW for you.
Yeah, man. If you ever in a jam,
and the fact that he explained it and she still didn't get it was crazy too.
Adriana,
it's a simple question. Can they make me testify? Not like I just explained it to you. Yes, yes. You're going to jail.
You're going to jail. Like that's
newsflash, lady. You're going to jail.
It's over.
You said them. If they want you to testify, they will find a way. And that's what I said earlier. There's laws for everything. We will find a way to get your ass on that stand.
Especially how they was bringing the mob down around this time, or like they found a way to, and they got it, and they got it off. Like when they did that Rico joint, they started getting them up out of there. So they'll find a way. We get this scene, the assemblyman and Maurice, they come in to collect, and Maurice is feeling all guilty.
60,000 cash.
60,000. Wow, that's good money. It's good money right there, boy.
Cash. That's I ain't gotta pay no taxes on this.
That's a year's salary for a lot of people, for real. Like, like right there on the spot.
2 years salaries for some people.
Some people, yeah, absolutely. Like, and whatever.
Like Ralph said, there's a lot of people that
a lot of poor families.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just having this again. They're doing this like, where's the violin when you need it? Because I
wonder what Seal made off this. Oh, he's just counting out the money because Tony told him to.
Nah, he had a cut because they did the champagne toast. There was something he had something to do with it.
Yeah, so Seal knew something about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird how that works. I don't know how that works exactly. If y'all know, y'all hit us up, goodearnerpod@gmail.com or goodearnerpod_Sopranos on Instagram. But yeah, they're just doing this fake like sentimental land. It's like, and then they try to like rationalize them doing the bad deeds. Like, oh, if it wasn't gonna be us, it was gonna be somebody. It's just whatever. Like, shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, just take it.
It's
like,
always a justification. That's always a justification.
It is. It's just like you already did the dirt, bro. Just be quiet. Like you are. You
like,
know.
We don't care.
You feel like
we
trash
don't care
inside.
about your redeeming qualities, bro. We don't give a fuck about when y'all used to be good people. We seen y'all make $60,000 doing bad shit with Tony Soprano.
Yeah, like it's over with. Like you feel like dirt. Just take that in on the ride home. Like that's it. You know you feel. I ain't about to. Talk to yourself, bro.
And I don't like too, as we continue to say, with no black people in the right room. Why was it the black dude that didn't give a fuck more so than the councilman acting like he was just so heartbroken by this? And we were gonna start a revolution, Ronnie. Shut up, nigga.
because it was the hood.
Get out of here.
It was the hood. He had to keep on keeping on. All that like that's where it's supposed to be. Like I betrayed my people or whatever type deal, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. Mm-hmm. They celebrate. We go to Adriana, bridal shower. Shouts out to Meadow. She did that.
I knew. I wish I could have.
What are you gonna do?
I need to start. You know what I need to start doing? I need to start texting Spike on the side and be like, I bet Mo say something about this episode.
Okay,
just having little side bets. I knew you was gonna say something about that.
Am I wrong?
If I had bet money, I would have won because I won 1,000,000%. I ain't gonna lie. I said it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Please don't make me feel like I'm crazy.
No.
I knew you would bring it to the. I knew you would bring it to the show.
I mean, you would be the one to bring it up, but yeah, that's why
she was in her bag right here.
She was in her bag.
She looked good. It's probably the best she ever looked.
This is up there. This is definitely
on the Entourage. Like she looked really good when she played on Entourage too.
She really did. Yeah. I got to run that back.
Yeah, that's a good. Now you talking about a good rewatch. That's a
good rewatch.
We're gonna do another. We're gonna do a best episode ever on that too. Spike, I'm recruiting you for it. I'm letting you know.
How
that's
many?
One of my favorite shows.
Come hit us back when you tell us how many episodes it is, because if it's too many, it ain't happening.
They're 30-minute episodes, bro. You can mow through. That's 30-minute.
That's why it's a good rewatch because they're 30 minutes.
That's true.
When they get in a bag, like season maybe 3 through. I don't know, but like
season 2 through 5. Season 2 through 5 was incredible.
Ooh.
I
gotta see the next one right now.
It's a fun world to go back into. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
We like
forget how much you like Artie and Lloyd and all these like Johnny Drama. Like that shit is
Drama
chef's kiss, man.
Yeah,
he one of my favorite characters ever on TV. Johnny Drama.
I don't like him at all.
Like he's hands down. I fuck with
me, but he's a bum to me. But how you feel about Artie Bucco? That's how I feel about Johnny Drama.
That's how I feel about. I love Johnny Drama, man.
But he was good in that though. But just a couple more scenes here. But yeah, I'm glad though. Thank y'all for not making me feel crazy here, because she really wasn't her bag. But
no, she was. She looked good.
Yeah, she got it. She definitely got it here. And even the later seasons, she really started to cook. But like just in her college realm, being with the older women and like tapping in where like she's the future and she's got the young beauty thing and the grown woman. She's got it going on. But they're going through, and were these gifts like used gifts or like gifts they just had laying around?
These are wedding. I guess they have bridal shower. Is it?
Well, yeah, but it seemed like they almost like, I don't use it or something. Like I think Syl's wife.
No, I have one. She said I have one, and I cooked it with this. That's how I know it's a good gift.
Gotcha.
Just like with the cappuccino thing, I think Carmelo or whoever bought it for had one.
Okay, okay, that's what we're going with. Okay, because I was like,
I think they buying things for her to be a homemaker like them, like for her to have more like just stuff at the house, be a better wife.
Okay. Tony's riding around, he's playing old girl. I'd be in trouble if you left me now and all that, and he's getting all like, it's like he's building himself up into this emotion. It always feels so fake to me, like, but
because he started crying.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to build towards this like thing. I think it's because of the diagnosis. I feel like in this moment it feels like that to me. So I always be like, all right. First time I was watching, I was like, dang, Tony really cares about her. He really loves Irina. He really not over her. As if he didn't have like a whole full love thing with Gloria Trillo. Like, wasn't thinking nothing about her. But anyway, he comes in and Assemblyman, and they're having a conversation, and Tony whips him like a little boy. He whips him like black mothers used to whoop us. He whips them like, no, all right, I'm done. Anything else y'all would add?
Whooping at 40, 50 years old is
he got it off. This is one of the, if you talk about master manipulator, it don't matter what happens. Like, let's just say this happened to us. I don't care what happens. You start whipping me and I got welts and everything. I am not crying, bro. You got this off and you got out of there, whatever. I can't touch you, whatever, because I don't know what happened to me. I'm not crying. This man cried like a little girl. No, not a little girl. He cried like a little kid. I'm like, bro, you're not about to whoop me and I'm crying. I'm sorry. As this man 50 some years old, I'm not crying as a 50-year-old man, a grandpa dang near. I'm not doing that.
First of all, why did you let him in? Like, let's start right there. I've never seen
she let him in
position. Yeah, like why did you go open the door and let the nigga in? Like that's
Irina.
We laying down. Like I'm not even putting myself in this position where he would have been in a house to do this to me. But I will say this is one of my least favorite Tony Soprano scenes out of the whole series. And I did say earlier, as far as how he set this up, he didn't even deserve this. But I could see how Tony gets to this because I feel like you were playing with me, pause. You disrespected me. So I'm going to pull up and I want to show you the consequences of that. But still, I didn't like it. It made Tony seem smaller than he is. Like, it wasn't, I'm a boss, man. I don't give a fuck about this bitch, man. I ain't pulling up to your house in the middle of the night and whooping you with a belt over this bitch. Like, come on. Like, I could see, like what you said. I could see if it was Gloria. That's
what I'm saying.
I could see if it was the love of my life, Gloria.
The love of my life.
Right. Doing this over this I could barely even stand her. Like I'm just like, okay. But again, you're disrespecting me too, though. Like, you're disrespecting me playing with me. I shouldn't even know that you was fucking her.
It's really just Tony being possessive, bro. I hear the disrespect. It's just possessive. Like he
said it. Like all the girls in New Jersey, you decided to fuck her. Like, that's all it came down to.
Yeah, I didn't like the scene either. But yeah, it is what it is. I just always have a hard time. I don't understand why, and I get it. Maybe because I'm black. I mean, I try to appreciate beauty from all ethnicities. I really do. I just never see it with her. I even see it with her cousin later, even though, whatever. I can kind of see this.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Even with the what?
That is crazy. Being able to see it as a cousin.
I can see, I see what you were going for.
That's psycho behavior. That's psycho right there. Jeez Louise.
What are you gonna do?
Oh shit.
But like, I just never see. I never see it without reason. I'm sorry. Like, I get it.
I run it. She's a nice little piece of ass.
I mean, she's probably a good time, but I just never. I don't know. Anyways, but that is our episode. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in this long, hanging with the Moolies. This was episode 7 of.
Thanks for making that. Thanks for making that meme too, by the way, with the hustle and flow. Whoop that trick.
Oh yes, thank you for that shout out. I literally made it like 5 minutes after I texted you. What was that again? Boom. But watching too much television. Spike Lee, how do you rank this episode?
This is a good earner episode.
Good earner, okay.
Yes,
it was a hard teeter for me too, so I know what you're going through, brother. Rich.
This is just another envelope for me.
Ooh.
That's another envelope for me, man. It's just not. It didn't progress the storyline per se, other than Paulie getting out of jail and a couple little tidbits here and there. They spent a lot of time with this HUD deal and that whole process. It just didn't connect all the dots for me the way I wanted to. Once again, just another envelopes are still better than 90-95% of television. But in the world of Sopranos, it was just another envelope.
I was back and forth. I was like, dang, it's entertaining as a good earner, but if I were to come down to do our review, what we did, and even just how they handled, it's like it just feel like David Chase kept trying to in this moment, like to figure out how to tie black people into this world, but it just seemed like it's never done well. Like every time we put a black person in a storyline in here, it just never feels accurate. And I think even when we go to Many Saints, it was even worse. It's like there's this urgent, I want to do this, but I again, representation is important in those writers' room. So it's just another envelope, and I agree with you. Like, it's better than most shows. I still was entertained, but it's just certain
the reason I gave it a good earner award is because, and I always say this on here, I love the way that they subtly show how Tony rises up financially. It's never a main focus of an episode. However, you get to see the byproducts of him continuing to build his empire without it being overt and thrown in our face. So this was a major factor in Tony seasons 5, 6, the rest of the seasons, and how much money did he have. Out of it came the reason that I gave it that nod.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate your thoughts. Speaking of thoughts, who gets the good earner chain for you this episode, Spike Lou?
The good earner chain for me this episode, it goes to Brian. Tech watch. He got to hang out. He got to chill with the mobsters, lose his pants for a night, get his free on, and he's reaping the benefits without having to have any repercussions of this lifestyle. So mine go to Brian.
Man, that's a good pull right there. Dang, I wish I
love that. That was great.
It really was. What say you, Rich? Who gets a good earning chain?
Very simple. Giving it to Paulie Walnuts. Anytime you can get out of jail, especially in another state, come home. I know you still got your own issues. Hey, I got my own problems. But the fact that he just got out of jail and he's able to get back on his feet, I'm gonna give it to him. It would have been too easy to pick everybody to come up from the HUD deal and all that.
Yeah, so. I know. Yeah, I'm making it really challenging here. I guess we'll go Ralph Cifaretto. Why not? This man just happened to wake up and be in a business deal.
Oh, y'all going to breakfast?
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
hold on, I'll join you.
Right. So I go Ralph Cifaretto.
Richer.
Why not?
I could imagine if their cut was 60,000 grand, how much Tony and Ralph made.
Yeah, they made some bread.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they never gonna give you.
Because he said that was 10%, right? Like I think Phil.
And they bought a few houses, right?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So 10% of 60,000.
600.
Hey, come on.
That's crazy. Who gets the Broken Balls Award for you, Spike Lou?
You can't get with a belt and not get the Broken Balls Award in Spike Lou's world. It's like for me,
Assemblyman.
You're a grown man, man. You get with a belt, man. It's like you got to answer for that, man. So assembling, what's his name? Ron
Zellman.
Yes,
Ron
Zellman, Assemblyman Ron Zellman. He gets it for me, man.
That's good.
I know that's low hanging fruit, but
it's there.
Before I get my answer, a little fun fact about that. So when they did the table read for that scene, the actor, I forget his name off the top of my head, the actor who plays Assemblyman Zellman, he read the script. The original script had him being like, I think Peter Rieger is his name. The original script had him being bare ass naked. And Tony was going like bare ass naked, whip him with the belt. And James Gandolfini, when they were in the table read, saw how uncomfortable that the actor was, Peter Seeger. I was like, dang. So he went up to him afterwards and he kind of talked to him and realized that he had an issue with being like fully nude. So James Gandolfini went up to David Chase and asked him to rewrite the scene to make him more comfortable. That's why he's down to his boxers and stuff like that. So I just thought that was a cool piece of like actors sticking together type of like, I ain't trying to have you uncomfortable, bro. Like what we need to do to make this, so we can get the scene right. Wow. So yeah, they switched it up for him. So James Gandolfini spearheaded that.
That's fire, man.
I always wonder with stuff like that in acting, like how you still got to make it look real. Like how much does that hurt though? Like how much do you like have to like literally whoop his ass? Well, I always wonder when I see somebody spit in somebody's face.
Yeah,
and show it. And it'll be
the Cersei Game of Thrones spit. Oh my goodness,
that bro, you like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if
people be in it, bro. Like people be in it. Like you gotta.
Just thinking about that shit right now.
Just don't make me keep that. I ain't doing no retakes though. Like anyways,
I can't do the first take.
Yeah,
I might do.
answer,
I'll do the first take because I'm in it. But I'm like, you better get it right this first time. That's it.
Man,
my answer for the broken balls is black people.
Yeah.
Terrible performance by black people in this episode.
One.
Not performance per se, but terrible portrayal of black people in this
Yep.
episode, man, from top to bottom.
Yeah. I gotta go, Adriana Lacerva, man. Like you're an autopilot. You're getting married to a junkie that caused you damaged goods. That's crazy. I don't need to say much more than that. Like a function. Anyways, Spike, what's your favorite moment of the episode?
My favorite moment of this episode is when Tony's actually riding. Like I was opposite of you. I liked it when he was riding over to the house and the song came on. And he started to tear up and just like the fake emotion and whatnot. That was like one of my favorite scenes. That's one of the more memorable scenes of the series for me for some reason. Like I always, and because I like that song. But that
okay. That's crazy because that's the scene you like, and then the scene that actually lands that you don't like.
I hate that. I hate it. That's one of my least favorite. It just make Tony look so weak.
It do. Rich, what's your favorite moment of the episode?
The Dr. Melfi scene.
That was good.
Needed some good checks and balances. Tony had to be accountable for his actions, no matter how long ago they were. Tony's, his just innate instincts to just defend himself and bring up other people and not hold himself accountable and stuff like that. And even I just like the fact that, especially when you look at where we started with season 1, Melfi being able to bring Tony back in and him actually being able to accept it and agree and all right, cool. Like, I need to chill. She is at the point now where she can just give him a look and he'd be like, you know what? I'm wilding. You're right. I just love that scene.
That's good. I was really close to picking the Dirty Mackin by Furio just because it's like the way they wrote that is so complex. If you're like people that listen to us, they'd be like, bro, I would have never caught that. I didn't even get it. Like the way we're catching those subtleties. But I'm gonna go with Paulie getting out, man. What do you hear? What do you say? And even that look, I got to make a meme off that. But like that look, he looks so serious. Like, this is my song. Like, it's funny. I don't know.
I thought you was gonna say niggas shooting niggas. I thought that was your favorite song.
Oh, you really? that's in my notes. Literally, the scene, niggas shooting niggas. But that is our episode, man. We thank y'all for tuning in. We are part of many other podcasts. If y'all are interested in those, y'all can check it out in our description on YouTube as well as all your podcast sites. If y'all want to reach out to us, we are on Instagram, Good Earner Pod _Sopranos. You can DM us to show love or theories or whatever y'all want to get our response on. We're there, and also email goodearnerpod@gmail.com. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Remember, don't forget about it.